What's happening? Oh my God. They got Diddy. They got Diddy. I can't believe it. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. What's happening? Shout out. Emergency broadcast. Emergency broadcast. They got Diddy. They got Diddy. They got Diddy. The BossMezzy had to come in right quick and tap in. Shout out to the chat. Anybody just fucking with me right now. They got Diddy. I did not think this was gonna happen, man. I really didn't think this was gonna happen, man. I didn't think it was gonna happen. I didn't think it was gonna happen. They got Diddy. What is gonna happen to Diddy, man? What's gonna happen to Diddy? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Man, we was just talking about this nigga today. We was just talking about him today on the podcast. We was just talking about this today. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Big Jake. That's my peoples, man. I know y'all, a lot of people probably don't know who that is. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Let's find out what's going on. Will Diddy be able to bail out? Will he be able to bail out? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to Diddy? Hit the like button on the way up in here. The BossMezzy is live right now responding to Diddy being taken into custody. It's unbelievable, man. I don't know if this is man, Cassie. Oh my God, what is Cassie doing right now? Is Cassie rejoicing? Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Let me see. I was just listening to some Biggie. I was just driving down the street listening to Biggie, man. Somebody was driving by and they was bumping Biggie, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, damn, man, Biggie, damn. It's incredible. Let's see what's going on out there. Let's look at some headline. Sean Combs. They say, and sons. And sons. So the whole lineage taken into custody. Not the daughters, though. The daughter is free. Sean Combs. Let's take a look at this.
And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. We do have...
Wait, let me Sing Fly, what's up with it? Yeah, man, I had to come back in, man. Diddy is responsible for my homie being unalived. Diddy is really responsible for my homie, for my friend being unalive. He's really responsible for that. It's incredible. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I would have rather. I would have preferred for him to be killed. You know, to be unalived. I would have preferred Diddy to be unalived than to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? But they have gotten Diddy. I would have preferred. I really would have preferred if he would have got unalive, man. You know what I mean? Let's look at a clip. Hit the like button.
I know you've had a busy week.
Look
so
at this
my
motherfucker.
Friend,
I would have really preferred.
fresh off a Trump assassination attempt, let's talk Diddy. Because U.S. attorney apparently through, New York Times and then also the Rolling Stone magazine confirming that. And it seems with the, I don't know if you heard the Mark
Fair use
defense lawyer statement, sure sounded like he's confirming that Diddy's been arrested. But your initial thoughts upon hearing this tonight?
I just thought it was always a matter of time, Ashley, when the feds raid your place, and that was more of a raid than what happened at Mar-a-Lago, which was just a polite search. When they come guns a-blazing and they find people who have illegal guns on them, someone's going to get charged. I mean, the easiest charges are federal firearms charges, but then there are the possibility of human trafficking charges, sexual assault charges, and the video that came out with him attacking the woman on the camera. I mean, look, people lie, but videos don't.
I wonder what was on them videotapes that they took out of his crib. I wonder what was on them tapes. The cameras and the wall. I wonder what was on there. Hit the like button. I would have preferred for him to be unalived. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see.
That was so shocking. And even though she had reached a civil agreement, a settlement with him, that doesn't stop prosecutors from moving ahead with a prosecution. And plus, even if you settle civilly with one of your accusers, you cannot force that person not to comply.
I wonder if they're going to get at Carisha. What's her name? Carisha? You think they're going to get at Carisha? Carisha just started her podcast back up. She just started her podcast back up. You think they're going to get her? Because she said she would have Diddy make a bitch eat her pussy or some shit like that. She said that. Oh, my God.
With a subpoena. So if that individual, that victim, settles and still gets a subpoena to appear before a grand jury, she has to appear before the grand jury, and you can still be prosecuted for it.
So not immediately clear what the charges are. No one's been able to sort that out yet, although multiple people are now confirming. Their sources say that he was arrested indeed tonight in Manhattan. It doesn't take a betting man to figure out what those charges might be, but I'll let you be a betting man.
Oh, boy. Well,
hit the like button.
Perhaps some human trafficking, because those are the allegations we've heard. Perhaps there'll be some sexual assault. Now, a lot of those cases are prosecuted at the state level, not at the federal level, but you saw with Harvey Weinstein how the feds got involved. So it is done. And then I think federal firearms offenses, maybe not against Diddy, but perhaps against some of his entourage. We don't know yet. We're speculating. But once the feds raid your home and raid your properties, I think it's just a matter of time where a grand jury is going to issue an indictment, and it's going to be unsealed soon.
Well, so what we know is arrested tonight in Manhattan, his lawyer putting out a statement saying he is not a perfect person. He is an imperfect person.
Oh, shit.
Disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs. Again, this is Mark Agnifilo, his attorney. We're going to continue to collect some of the details on this and find out, where he's been taken.
Thanks for watching. Go to join.
Wait a minute, hold on, let me stop.
To find News Nation on your screen.
Damn. Let me look at what CNN said. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Now to a CNN exclusive, the Department of Justice may be taking steps to indict music mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
Two sources close to the investigation tell us that a federal grand jury may soon hear from Diddy's.
That's 3 months ago. Wait a minute. That's the wrong one. What was that? Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Let me get. Damn, there it is right there.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment. Joining us now is CNN's entertainment reporter Elizabeth Wagmeister, and also with us CNN chief legal correspondent Ellie Honig. Elizabeth, you were
A year ago, the BossMack was in Las Vegas, man, for the I was in Vegas for filming a documentary. The BossMack was in Vegas last year at this time filming a documentary. And I was leaving out the Aria Hotel. I was leaving out the Aria. I was staying at the Aria, which is okay hotel out there. And I was leaving out the Aria, and I looked up at Dre's. Y'all know about Dre's in Las Vegas? I looked up at Dre's in Las Vegas, and I looked up, and Diddy was performing. And I was like, wow, Diddy is the sole survivor. Diddy's still performing. Diddy gets to perform. I thought about all the dead niggas, and I thought about all the dead niggas. I'm talking about all the dead niggas, like Craig Mack and, Tupac. And I was thinking about all the dead niggas, my homies, and I was like, Diddy survived. 1 year later, 1 year later, 1 year later.
a big part of revealing some details about Diddy's conduct in private over the course of the last couple of months. That video led to a lot more scrutiny on what he has been accused of. What do we know at this point about what this case might ultimately be about?
Abby, at the moment, we don't know what the charges are. I have information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed. I heard from his attorney they are still maintaining his innocence. They said that in anticipation of these charges that Diddy relocated to New York last week. And here's a statement that I have from his attorney. He says, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office." He goes on to say that he is an imperfect person, but is not criminal. Now, Abby, that video that you just spoke about was a few months ago when
Brother Love,
this disturbing video of Diddy violently assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura.
Damn, she barefoot in the hallway. She barefoot in the hallway.
Now, up until this point when we broke this video, Diddy had denied the allegations against him. Cassie is one of 10 civil suits against Diddy, 9 of which he is accused directly of sexually assault. Up until that video, he denied everything. After that video,
can they get all Diddy money? Do y'all think do you think he could lose all his money? What if Diddy lose all? You think he could lose all his money? Diddy could lose all his money. Free Diddy. Nah, he ain't gonna lose his money. Can he bail out? Chat. Can he bail out? Is he gonna get bailed out? Can he bail out? Can he bail out? Can Diddy bail out? Can Diddy bail out? Come on, man. The feds could be like, hey, man, we let you out. Give us 30 M's. You could bail out for 30 M's. We could bail out for 30 M's and wear this, bail out for 30 M's and wear this, we put a satellite tracking device on you. You know what I'm saying? 30 M's. Come on, man. He could bail out. Diddy could bail out. Hold up. Diddy could bail out. Diddy could bail out. Wait a minute. I was just talking about Diddy today. Oh, man. Diddy been looking funny, though, in them videos. When you see Diddy out in the street, Diddy been looking funny, man. Diddy been looking funny. Let's see what's... Can Diddy bail out?
He changed his tone. He apologized for his conduct in that video. But I have to tell you, Abby, just as of last week, a former member of Danity Kane, which was one of the bands from Making the Band, Diddy's show that was on MTV, she sued him for sexual assault and other disturbing allegations, and he denied that. So he continues the denial.
We was talking about that shit today. I can't believe this shit. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, nigga. We was talking about this nigga today. We was crazy. Can he bail out? Sing Fly. He should have pulled. He couldn't pull no Russell Simmons. I feel like if he would have did a Russell Simmons, if he would have put a Russell Simmons, they would have went and got him from over there, man. They would have went over there and said, hell nah, nigga. Hell nah, nigga. You can't leave, nigga. Oh, man. Is this going to break him? See, it seemed like all the lawsuits against him is valid now. All the lawsuits is valid now. Hey, Rush. If Diddy was gay, one of them dudes from the guys groups would have said something. He done signed some zesty cats. It's been all broad. Hey, man. I wonder is they gonna get him for extortion? Dude's been coming out. I wonder if they gonna get him for extortion. They collapsed on him like how Suge and Death Row on niggas. Oh, man, I can't wait to hear what Suge got to say about this. I know Suge doing a podcast right now. Suge is recording a podcast right now. They recording Suge right now. But Suge was talking about how he should go into jail. Look, champ, Blood gonna post bail. It's gonna cost him, though. Now all them civil suits about to get pushed. All the bread gonna break, bro. Watch. See, that's what I'm talking about, Big Hard. See, that's what I'm talking about. Imagine. This nigga was a billionaire. This nigga was a billionaire. If you're not thirsty, nothing bad can happen. Why was he doing this shit? Why was he doing all this shit? Why did he do that shit to Cassie, bro? This nigga didn't have to do none of that shit, man. I can't understand it, man. Where'd all the sexual deviancy come from?
And he still maintains his innocence, even though he has been arrested tonight.
Damn.
And Ellie, not a huge amount of information available tonight, but Elizabeth brought up something that I want you to give us a little bit of insight into. Diddy is here in New York, in Manhattan. He apparently came here in anticipation that something like this might happen. What should we understand about what that might mean?
Kadima said billionaires got an answer too. I feel you.
A federal arrest being processed here in New York.
So, Abby, there are some important things we do not know, including the specific charges that have been lodged.
Is they gonna get Koresha? Is they gonna snatch up Koresha though? Is they gonna get Koresha? Damn.
Lodged against Sean Combs.
Diddy.
But there are some really important things we do know. First of all, based on the attorney's statement, based on our reporting, this is a federal prosecution. It's not a state prosecution. The fact that he's being processed in Manhattan tells me that's the Southern District of New York. That's consistent with the reporting that the Southern District of New York had been handling this case. That's the office I used to work at. That's an office that sort of specializes in high stakes cases. Just in the last year or so, Southern District of New York, just as an example, has successfully prosecuted Sam Bankman-Fried, Senator Robert Menendez. The other thing that we do know is a grand jury has indicted Sean Combs, meaning they found probable cause that he committed at least one federal crime. Now,
I'm putting you on live right now.
There will be, likely tomorrow or within the next couple days, but usually
I got you on live.
Try to do it the next day. There will be an arraignment.
D. Skrilla.
Okay. Yes, sir. I'm here.
They got Diddy.
Yeah, I just heard that.
They got Diddy, man.
Yeah. that's what happens when you live that life.
That life.
Yeah, that's what's called just desserts.
Man. Damn. I kind of would have rather he got unalive, man. I think I would have rather him got unalive, man. You think this is better?
Yeah. Because you got to face the music, man.
The music, huh?
We got to see his face in the theme, man, looking at the magistrate. Looking up at the magistrate. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
Everybody had to go through it. John Gotti had to go through it. Al Capone had to go through it.
He got to go in there and sit down.
He got to go in there, man, and face the music, bro. It's a sad commentary, but it's beautiful. It's eloquent.
I think they got his sons, too, D. Skrilla.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Everybody involved.
See, man, that's what they get, man. He lost his mind.
I can't understand why he did that to Cassie, man. What was the reason for the season, man? Why? This is the...
Dude, drugs. Dude is a drug addict.
Damn.
And see, you know what? See, that's the thing, brother. They're on drugs. It ain't like the hood drugs. They're on some other level.
Damn.
That fucks up your thinking, your mentality, your vision. Dude, it's you know what I mean? It's insane.
I feel you, my nigga. I feel you. I feel you.
When you put it in perspective, you gotta think about it, man. Prescribed drugs are potent.
I feel you. I ain't even think about that. I'm thinking niggas just on some bullshit without nothing.
Nah, man. Dude, them cats, dude be on euphoric drugs. That keep him on a certain shitty level disposition that he can't be touched.
Damn. Okay, that's a good observation. I appreciate that observation because I wasn't even thinking about that shit. I'm just thinking he just a demented individual on some bullshit. I ain't even thought about it like that.
Yeah, man. Dude he's on controlled substance.
Big hard. He say drugs. You know, we live, D Skrilla, we live right now.
Controlled substance. Hey man, listen, do you know that Groucho Marx and Cary Grant used to go under the influence of LSD in a controlled environment back in the 60s?
Okay. What for entertainment purposes or just to be high?
For just to tap into other levels of consciousness.
Okay, I feel you.
Because remember, LSD was a drug that was created in a lab.
That's right.
And then Cary Grant and Groucho Marx, that was a form of their therapy.
Of dealing with the fame and the glory and shit.
I read an article in LA Weekly back in the 90s.
Damn.
You probably could pull it up. Tell it.
Damn. But Diddy on some, the sexual deviancy shit though, man. You know what I'm saying? Torturing a bitch. I was just really tripping off of that, man. Never let a bitch be a star. I was always fascinated by that. Just had the bitch right there. I wonder if they gonna get him for killing. Is they gonna try to say he killed his baby mama though too? You know they try to say that. You know the Kim Porter bitch.
Yeah. Po baby.
I remember she was in the hood. She was in the section, bro. She was,
y'all?
Yeah, bro. I saw her. She was in the section, my nigga.
What?
Yeah. Hey, man, his son shot a video, nigga, in the hood, bro. Probably like, I'm going to say, she was looking good than a motherfucker, too, though. She had on, like, the Gucci. She had on the Gucci slides with the fur, with the mink in them and shit. I let that bitch walk right by me. I ain't even get no picture with the bitch. And something was like, nigga, you better get a picture with this bitch now. Man.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Damn, man. She was a star, man. I really liked her whole thing, yo. I feel so bad for her. He's such an asshole.
Damn.
For that alone, yo. And then listen, too, you got to remember this, too. Dude is fucking with real coke.
So his cocaine is different.
Not stepped on, homie.
I feel you.
He on Tony Montana.
Shout out to Baton Rouge tapping in. Shout out to Baton Rouge tapping in. I see you, man. Damn, bro.
Yeah, Sizzle, man. See, you know, me being a motherfucker that was indulging in those kind of spirits.
Right.
I'm able to speak on certain scenarios. You understand what I'm talking about?
I feel you, my nigga. I feel you.
I noticed the difference. With the product when it didn't have certain effects that I was looking for.
Okay, so the pure the cocaine. What was the where did that take you?
Euphoria.
Just more euphoria.
Yeah.
And but how do you get to? Okay, all right, I feel you, man. I'm just trying to how you get to torturing a bitch type shit though. From that
that part will because he probably was having some withdrawal elements of withdrawal, and it turns you into like this sadistic monster type of person.
Oh shit!
You pissed off. Your man ain't available to re-up, and you taking it out on the broad.
Oh man, that's some wild shit right there, D Skrilla. That's wild.
You know what I mean?
I got D Skrilla tapping in from Milwaukee on the line right now.
Y'all, what's good out there, everybody? People's in the world, in the atmosphere, in the ether plane of the physical.
Damn, bro. I was just, man, we was just talking about on the pod today. I had Young Thad was in here with me, man. And we was talking about that nigga today, bro. We was talking about that nigga today. We was talking about Jake today, nigga. We was talking about Jake today, bro. That shit wild, bro. I can't believe it, man.
You mean Hassan Roble?
Yeah, we was talking about Jai. Yeah, we was talking about
okay,
Jake.
okay.
We was talking about
Because
Jake.
you came out the left on me.
Big Jake. We was talking about Big Jake.
Yeah, but I know. But then we was on Diddy, and then you just came up.
I mean,
Jake,
we was talking about the scenarios and and the A when he got popped out there.
Sure. Yeah.
And yeah, man. That's wild, man. That's wild. I never thought this day would come like this, man. I'm gonna keep it 100, man.
Man, Diddy was delving into controlled substances, bro.
Yeah.
And that was his downfall, because it made his whole vision blurry.
Damn.
As if he was, he living in a compound type scenario, so he's feeling like he can't be touched. He can do whatever he wants to do in there, like on some David Koresh type scenario.
Yeah. All right, nigga. Hey, I just wanted to tap in right quick and get a little feedback from you, man. And
that's what's happening, man. I hope I added something to the content.
Yeah, you added flavor, man. I appreciate you, D Skrilla. I'ma holler back.
Peace and love.
100
for sure.
Shout out to the chat, man. Hit the like button on the way up in here, man.
Meaning Sean Combs will appear in court with his lawyers. There are no cameras in federal court. He will be advised of the charges against him, and he will almost certainly enter a not guilty plea. But the key thing to watch for is then we'll have the question of bail. Will prosecutors agree to let him out on bail? Will prosecutors ask the judge to lock him up pending trial? That could end up in a contentious argument. So these are things that are going to play out over the next 24 or 48 hours. And finally, Abby, with respect to the charges themselves, it's important to note, we've all seen that video, but assault and sexual assault are not federal crimes. Those are prosecuted in state court. So what I expect to see when we see this indictment is some sort of crime with some element of organization to it, sex trafficking, something along those lines, if it's based on some of the allegations we've heard.
And of course, back in March, his homes in LA and in Miami were raided. All of this leading up to this moment. Elizabeth and Ellie, a lot more to this story will be coming up in the coming days.
Hit the like button, man. So Diddy should get to go to Diddy gonna get to go to court tomorrow. Diddy gonna get to go to court tomorrow, and he gonna get bail. How much is bail for Diddy? How much is bail for Diddy? I mean, I feel like they could get some M's from him, you know what I'm saying? Get like about, I feel like maybe 20 M's. Maybe 20 M's they let him out, you know what I'm saying? What y'all think? Let me know, man, how much you think, man. I think about 20 M's, they be like, okay, man, you can go home. You can go home, man. You can go home, man, 20 M's, you know. Damn, I wonder what did Cassie make a statement? Did Cassie make a statement? Let me see. Let's look at this. Damn, is they
And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. We do have some breaking news we want to report to you out of the world of entertainment. We're getting this in from TMZ. Alex Michelson there at Fox 11 in Los Angeles has it in this tweet here that Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested after being indicted by a grand jury in New York. That's according to the New York Times, also according to TMZ as well here. It's not immediately clear what charges he is facing. So this is quite significant here. I want to just show you some file footage of Diddy over the years. Now, TMZ has an update saying that a law enforcement source is telling them the arrest was scheduled for Tuesday, but something happened that caused the feds to move in a day earlier. So Diddy, if you're just joining us here, was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him.
You say Lil Kim gonna go
TMZ
ballistic,
says we have
huh?
unconfirmed reports the feds are searching his hotel room. They were told that Diddy was taken to the FBI field office in Manhattan.
Take that.
So you will remember that earlier this year, you remember these scenes over his homes in both Miami and there, as well in Beverly Hills, where those search warrants were issued and those searches of his properties were given, and they were executed there at his homes as part of these ongoing criminal investigations into alleged sex trafficking. Now, at the time, it was very unclear what the search warrants referred to there at the time. But according to TMZ, the arrest tonight is in connection with those searches. And you remember at the time that we were over this story for a very long time that day earlier this year. I'm trying to get an exact date from my producer to jog my memory. March the 25th. So March 25th, the same day, 2 of Diddy's residences were searched by federal law enforcement there in Beverly Hills and his home in Miami in connection to what we knew at the time was an alleged federal sex trafficking investigation. And you remember these scenes, his mansion there in the Holmby Hills and his mansion there in Miami. So this is breaking right now. We are working to get more details. We are working to get more people on the line to help us make sense of what exactly happened today. But all we know right now is that Diddy has been arrested in New York. The New York Times and TMZ both have it. I have it up here at the New York Times. They say this, I'm reading from their piece, that Sean Combs, the music mogul whose career has been upended by sexual assault lawsuits in a federal investigation, was arrested in Manhattan on Monday evening after a grand jury indicted him. Now, this is important. At the time, we brought on legal affairs journalist Megan Cuniff, who is based in Los Angeles, and she noted at the time, back in March, that it looked like these warrants were approved by judges in New York, which led Megan Cuniff to believe at the time that maybe the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York was the lead on these probes and these investigations into federal sex trafficking allegations here. Now, that was Megan Cuniff's supposition at the time. I think it has borne out.
Hey, what if they get, what if Jay-Z, I heard Jay-Z might be next. I heard Jay-Z might be next. You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard that? I heard something about Jay-Z, man. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z need to bail him out. I heard Jay-Z might be next. What if Jay-Z is next? What if Jay-Z is hit the like button. What these niggas doing? Why, bro? Why niggas just ain't making music, man? Why niggas gotta be sexual deviant, man? If you're not thirsty, nothing bad can happen to you, man. Why niggas gotta be sexual deviant, man? What happened? What Cassie saying? Let me see if Cassie made a statement. What Cassie say? What's Cassie saying? Did Cassie make a statement? Cassie post something? Let me look at Cassie in IG. What did Cassie say? Oh man, he got destroyed by a bitch. This is the ultimate destroyed by a bitch, bro. This is ultimate this is ultimate vengeance by a bitch. This is the ultimate. This is the ultimate vengeance by a bitch, man. A bitch just really came in and raped his pockets. A bitch just really raped his pockets for 20 to 50 million. I heard him. I heard she might have got him for 50 M's. Can you imagine? A bitch got him for 50 M's. She got him for 50 M's. And then just dunked him into jail. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ripped his pocket off. Where's Cassie? Where's Cassie Ventura? Let me pull up Cassie. What did Cassie say? Cassie. Where's Cassie? She better not be laughing. You think she, oh. Let's see. What she post? Oh, shit. She ain't post nothing. She just got her new babies. Oh, my God. What does the comments say? Let's look at the comments. Let's look at the comments. What does she say? We love you. Wait a minute. Let me get it up there. Oh my God, what did Cassie say? Let's look at the comments. Oh my God, the comments. Let's see. Sorry the system failed you. It didn't. We always believed you. Oh my God. Cassie. They haven't really reached yet. They haven't really said nothing. From one surviving sister to another, stay strong. You're so loved. Healing. Nothing yet there. I don't see nothing. I don't see they got him. I don't see. I want you to know we believed you. The minute you spoke out, I knew he was absolutely awful. Oh my God, Cassie. Cassie's vengeance. Wait a minute, let me make sure you can see it. Wait a minute, let me make sure. Damn, you can't see it. Wait a minute. Damn. Wait a minute. It went black. Wait a minute, let me pull it back up. Let me put it back up there. Let me fix it. Let me fix it so you can see it there. Cassie's vengeance. What is she saying? You're so blessed. Your beautiful family. Wait a minute. We love you forever. Oh my God. Cassie could come out with a talk show now. She could be like Oprah. Cassie could be like Oprah now. Let me see. Oh my God. I'm sorry you went through that terrific moment alone. Oh my God. All the comments. Sending love. Oh my God. We love you, Cassie. Oh. They hate Diddy. Oh my God, they hate him. Oh, the new baby. Wait a minute. Oh my God. Let's look over here. Oh my God, look right here. Oh shit. Oh my God, this is old. Oh my God. Hit the like button. John Jones, Birdman, hot with Turk about them Geneva watches. I would have left this bitch on a 21-day carnival cruise and got off on one of them islands with a dreadlock wig on. Oh, Stick Schofield say, stay strong, Diddler. Lil Wayne should sue Birdman for sexual harassment. Birdman made Wayne kiss him on the mouth. Man, Man, what does that have to do with what's happening with it? So you saying 50 gonna have all the jokes? Big hard. Let's see what 50 said. Let's see what. Oh shit! You know 50. What did 50 say? Let's see. Oh my God, 50. 50 ain't said nothing yet. Like, hold up. Where 50 at? 50 ain't said nothing yet. Oh shit. That was the pen ones. Let me see. Is that pen? Yeah, 50 ain't said nothing yet. 50 is no comment right now. Damn. What's gonna happen, bro? Oh shit. Damn.
Now, because Diddy was arrested by federal authorities in Manhattan. And from what I was told, from what I remember at the time, a judge in New York signed off on the search warrants for the searches of his properties in Los Angeles and in Miami. Now, if we get any more clarification on that, or if Megan Cuniff, who we might bring on, can correct me if I'm wrong here. But at the time, Megan Cuniff, we had asked her, would Diddy be held liable, or would any legal action be taken against him personally in the immediate wake and aftermath of those raids on his mansions in California and Florida? Megan Cuniff at the time told us she didn't believe it would happen immediately, that the feds would present their case most likely to a grand jury, which we now know has been done there in Manhattan. So according to the New York Times, the indictment is sealed. The charges were not announced, so we don't know the charges. But they have a source that says the person familiar with the prosecution, they believe Combs is being charged with racketeering and sex trafficking here. So 7:30 here.
What if they hit him with some murder charges? What if they say you had something to do with Tupac and Biggie? What if they say that? What if they say that? What if it's murders in there? He can't bail out. Hey, Big Harv, he can't bail out if it's murders, right? Ain't no bail on the murders, right? If it's murders. What if it's murders? What if it's murders in there? What if it's murders? Let's look at Twitter. Oh my God. What if it's murders? What if they say you had something to do with Biggie? What would everybody say? What would the world say? What would the world say if they like he had something to do with Biggie? He had something to do with Biggie. What would happen? Hit the like button. What would happen? What would happen? I heard somebody say he had something to do with Diddy and Pop. No bail. Kim gonna spill all them beans. What if it's murders? Oh my God. If it's murders, do you think he'll commit suicide? He'll be on suicide watch, huh? What if it's murders? What if they be like, oh God. Okay, look. Okay. What if they say he has something to do with Tupac and Biggie? Wouldn't that would take all his money? They could that means the Tupac estate is suing for all his money, and Biggie Mama can sue him for all his money. Oh shit! Oh my God! Oh man! Oh my God! He go bankrupt probably. Oh man! Oh my God! He been looking funny. He been looking kind of funny. Like when I've been seeing him out and about doing this thing, he been looking funny. You know what I'm saying? He been looking funny, man. Diddy been looking funny. Let's see right quick. Let's see. Let me see it. Oh, what's this? Foxy Brown. Ah, look at Foxy. Oh shit, Tupac anniversary of his death was Friday. I forgot about that. Oh man, Bieber. But that'll fuck up Bieber's reputation. They'll be like he's gay. They'll be like, damn, Bieber is gay. That'll fuck him up, man. Usher too. What if it's all of them? What if everybody say oh my God. What is Foxy saying? Shit about oh my God. Foxy, no, stop that. But Jay-Z had Foxy when she was 15. Y'all know that, right? Jay-Z had Foxy when she was 15. Oh my God. What if they get Jay-Z? Is they gonna get Jay-Z? Jay-Z had Foxy when she was 15. Oh my God. I heard some shit about after Aaliyah died, Beyonce blew up. What if Jay-Z? Oh my God. What if that? Oh my God. That could happen. Is y'all vibing with me? What if that happened? Oh my God. Foxy knows something right here, bro. Foxy Brown knows something. Oh my God. What could happen? Flavor Camp coming to the light. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jay-Z was fucking Foxy Brown when she was 15. Oh my God. Is it statute of limitations on that? Oh my God. Oh shit. Oh, wait a minute. Oh shit. Jay-Z was fucking Foxy Brown when she was 15. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know that. Y'all know that, right? Oh my God. There's no statute of limitations. Oh shit. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Is Meek Mill worried? What about Meek Mill? What about Meek Mill? Oh my God, what's happening? Hit the like button. What about Meek Mill? Damn. Oh shit. Oh shit. Murders. What if it's murders? Oh shit. Oh my God. Damn. Let's see what else is happening. Oh my God. Oh shit. Damn. Damn. Do it look like Jay-Z been doing something? Is that Jay-Z right there? Do it look like Jay-Z might have been doing something? Y'all think Jay-Z been doing something? Oh my God. Do Jay-Z got on a wig right there? Why Jay-Z been looking like Basquiat? Oh my God. Weirdo shit is happening. Hit the like button. Big Gene Deal said Foxy been through a lot in the industry. He said if she gets on the stand, it's going to be real interesting. He also said she knows a lot about the night Pac died. Dad, they all look guilty. It's right in our faces for years. Boxing Day, what it do? Jay-Z trying to look like his idol. Who's his idol? Who is his idol? Basquiat? The gay painter? You idolize Basquiat? The gay painter? I feel like Beyonce wanted him to have his hair like that. Kadima says, yeah. How is Basquiat your idol? He was a weirdo. He was fucking Andy Warhol. What? What? He killed himself because Andy Warhol died. Hit the like button. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. What is it to gain the world at the expense of your soul? Oh my God. Is this going to affect Dot in the halftime show? What's going on? Oh, shit. Let me see. I saw something with Diddy out and about. Where's that at? I can't find it. They tried to kill Donald. And now they got Diddy. Damn, let's search the hashtags. Oh shit. Oh shit! Foxy Brown has been oh my God, what's gonna happen? Oh shit. Look at Diddy's daughter. Right there. Oh my God, right there. Let me see. Can y'all see that? Right there. Look at that. Oh my God, that's Diddy's daughter. Wait a minute, let me fix it. Look at Diddy's daughter. What's gonna happen? It bet not affect Dot. What if they get oh my God, what if they start pressing Jay-Z? Oh my God, what's gonna happen? Let's see. Oh man. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh. Diddy got his sons involved in it. Oh my God. Oh shit, what is this? What is this? Oh shit. Is this old? It's old. That's old. Damn, I thought it was new. Oh my God. Oh man. Hit the like button. Oh man. Is this the mug shot? Is this the mug shot? Oh my God. Is this the mugshot? He looked like a demon. This ain't Diddy. He looked like a demon. What's going on? Oh man, is this the mug? What? Oh man, he looked like a demon. Oh my God. I respect Basquiat's work too, but I ain't gonna lie. I thought I saw a couple of motherfuckers trying to look like Basquiat. I thought I used to think Ian Connor was trying to look like Basquiat too, but he a weirdo like that. He a weird person like that though. What's going on? Is that Diddy? It looked like a demon is coming. It looked like the demon is taking hold of him. You know what I'm saying? It looked like the demon that's in him is taking a hold. What's going on? Oh man. He looks more evil. The new picture looks more evil though, don't it? It looks evil. It looked like some evil has happened. It looked like some evil has happened. Don't it look like some evil has happened? Oh my God. They're gonna get Jay-Z too. Both of these niggas look weird. That nigga eyebrows always look like that Batman symbol. I feel you. It look like demons though, right? You think it's a fake Diddy? You think he had a nigga? He got enough money for that, right? Do we got enough money for that to make like a fake Diddy and then he get out the country? You think that's what he did? Like get a nigga to look like him and then get up out the country? You know what I'm saying? That could be a fake Diddy. You think so? That looked like a fake Diddy. I think he could. That could. What if he did that? We got to check his DNA. We got to check his DNA. But his facial expression looked like. His facial expression looked like I got major charges. His facial expression looked like, woo! These charges. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, my God, what's happening? That's the dealer. The real Diddy left the country. It's murder. If he get charged with murders, if it's murders, I'm gonna say this: if they say, hey man, we charging this nigga with murders tomorrow, I'm gonna say Diddy, that ain't the real Diddy. This a fake Diddy. This a fake Diddy. It don't look like this nigga over here, man. Come on, man. Would the drugs make him look like that? Would the drugs? If you do a lot of drugs, you kind of change a little bit, right? It's a fake Diddy. It's a fake Diddy. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. They don't look the same. They don't look the same. The Young Thug trial is some bullshit now. That's some little shit now. This the real deal right here. This the hey man. Man, I gotta see what the FBI niggas is talking about. Let me go over here and see what the FBI niggas is talking about, man. Let me see what the FBI niggas is talking about.
Yeah, they're inviting underage girls over?
Because I know a girl. I know a girl that talks about being there for a couple days. She's over the age though. But I'm just saying, like,
oh, then that's gonna be a
other
lot harder
girls
to prove.
were not.
Yeah, I mean, if the thing is with the
Fair
feds and human
use.
trafficking, when the kid is under 18, it's automatic. It's like a slam dunk. It's easy. Once they're of age, then it becomes tougher because now you got to prove certain things.
But what if Diddy's kids are underage too? Like, is that okay?
Oh, you're saying like his kids being underage and helping him?
Yes.
Oh,
Would
that's a good question. So would he'd get in trouble for that?
Yeah, would they get in trouble with the kids if they're underage too as well?
I mean, there's probably a state charge for that, like child neglect or something like that. But at a federal level, I don't think the kids, if they're underage, like they're not. The feds really stay away from prosecuting juveniles.
Okay.
They try their best not to. It's very difficult to prosecute a juvenile, at the federal level at least.
All right. That's tough though.
Yeah. Wow. This is it's clear. It's
Yo,
clear.
Ak, you should go to New York tomorrow and like go sit in the courtroom if you can for his initial appearance.
You should.
Well, here's the thing. So you tell me. So this is a sealed case.
I'm gonna try to go on Pacer right now.
Is it going to be in an open courtroom? Like we don't know.
Yeah.
Like
no, it is. It is. So everything in federal court is open unless it's like a FISA court. No, it's going to be open. We just got to figure out. I'm going to look right now on Pacer and see. Obviously, the case is sealed right now, but they're going to unseal it. It's just a matter of like figuring out when they do initial appearance.
I looked on Pacer. The case isn't there, which I'm guessing if the initial indictment isn't there, you just can't find the case. But I'm pretty sure it'll appear in the morning. But there isn't a case that originates in the last like week.
Yo, could you dispel this myth, bro? They're saying that we went to a Diddy party, which we did not. Please tell them, bro.
Oh, me? Hell nah, nigga.
We didn't go nowhere, nigga.
No. And I'm gonna be honest with you, is like this is where we're gonna get like so much more information from this indictment. All right, but by the way, and still continuing off what you're saying, Fresh, but I also want to ask Myron, is like this, and we see all the time in like these gang or sometimes RICO cases with gangs, obviously. We see maybe sometimes an indictment, then we see a superseding indictment. Sometimes they'll bring more shit into it. Do we think that whatever indictment that get unsealed tomorrow, that's it, what he's facing? Like, right? Or are they still maybe trying to cook up something that they could try to hit him with, or whatever we see unsealed tomorrow, that's going to be the mountain that he has to climb?
Yeah, no, they can absolutely do a superseding indictment. They did it for R. Kelly, and they did a superseding indictment from, I think, later on. And for the audience that's wondering, a superseding indictment, guys, is nothing more than you get him indicted right by the grand jury the first time, and then you can come back. And I know 6ix9ine did a superseding indictment. Let's say during the course of the investigation, Diddy
they added the niggas who kidnapped him.
Exactly. So you can come back and you can do a superseding indictment and charge other conspirators or add charges to it. You convene with the grand jury again. They do another meeting. You indict them again, and you add more charges or add more targets.
Hey, this is going to...
And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. We do have some breaking news we want to report.
You got to think the manpower. We're convening the grand jury for like 3 months. This is Diddy. What do you think the feds are in?
And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. We do have some
feds are in terms, obviously, like we're talking about budget here and resources, but how much you think they have put behind this case so far?
A couple million easily, bro. Easily.
Really?
I mean, to do a wiretap, to give you guys kind of an idea, to do a wiretap for a month, right, cost about $50,000. So
damn.
And that's just a wiretap, right? But like, but it's very expensive to run an investigation between, surveillance, doing warrants, going out and interviewing a lot of these witnesses that probably aren't in New York City. You have to go out to other places to interview them. And obviously, with a case like this, as a case agent, I want to make sure that I'm out there to do some of these interviews. Yeah, they've spent, doing surveillance, tracking his assets. That's the other thing, too, is they're probably going to try to identify someone like this. They're going to identify his real assets for forfeiture, right? What they can and can't take. doing the search warrants where they did a multiple search warrants. They did one in Miami and they did one at LA at the same time, simultaneous search warrants. The amount of coordinating between 2 different field offices to do it, actually 3 field offices, because New York ran the investigation. You have to send a collateral case to Miami, then you got to send a collateral case to LA. So off rip, I already know that they got 3 open investigations on Diddy in 3 different jurisdictions and 3 different field offices, and that's 3 different AUSA's offices that are dealing with it as well, because you have to get search warrants in those jurisdictions, which means you have to go through the United States Attorney's offices in those different jurisdictions. You can't write a judge can't give you a search warrant in the Southern District of New York for a house that's in the Southern District of Florida. You need to go to a judge in the Southern District of Florida to get that warrant signed. So that means more than likely a Miami agent had to swear out the affidavit down here, unless the case agent flew down, but he probably did. So yeah, man, we're millions of dollars, dude, easily to run this case.
Shit, right?
What was that? Sorry?
I said it's probably a lot of flights and shit, right?
Oh, yeah, dude. For a case like this, they were probably flying all over the country to interview witnesses and everything like this, because this case is what I would call like more of a historical case. So it's going to be heavily reliant upon witness testimony, which means you got to track these motherfuckers down, find out where they're at, interview them, do multiple interviews, make sure you get the story straight. You know, you're preparing them and everything else like that. So, you know, it's going to be tough. And then obviously they've had the grand jury convened for months now for this particular investigation, bringing witnesses in, right? Because we know that they've had this grand jury open now for a few months, and I assume that was predominantly to get a lot of these witnesses in to give their testimony so that they can get a true bill of indictment.
Hey, humor me for a second, and I'm gonna be a little bit into the conspiracy theory lane, but I'll just ask a question that I've seen people ask before. What is the possibility that, you know, okay, Diddy could possibly, you know, okay, he's taken into custody, but he could probably wiggle and squeeze his way out of this by saying, hey, I got a bigger fish for y'all to fry. Hey, have y'all heard about my boy Sean Carter, Jay-Z, Jigga Man, or I'm not saying that him, but anybody, like just somebody else that y'all could be like, I could throw somebody else under the bus for you to get me out of this shit. Hey, you ever heard of Clive David? Like, do you think that possibly the feds will be down to say, hey, Diddy, I think you could give us a bigger fish? Or are we saying, nah, Diddy's a big fish enough? It will look crazy if they gave him a deal to give up somebody else.
Sure. And I can explain this because this is kind of a more nuanced question when it comes to informants and, you know, hierarchy and stuff like that. So typically when you open up a case, right, you open up a case under what's called a file title, right? It's going to be your main target and then et al., right? Which means basically him and whoever else is involved. Guaranteed this case is probably Sean Combs et al. He's the main guy, and then everyone falls underneath him, right? If you look at the 6ix9ine case, it was it Mel Murda was the top guy?
Actually, you're right. Yeah. It was, yeah.
His real name, I forget his real name, Jamel or something like that. Mel Murda was his name, but the case title in 6ix9ine's case was Mel Murda. So here, this is how it works when it comes to informants. So I'll give you guys kind of a thing for your audience here. If you're going to cooperate with the government, if you're going to cooperate, you're going to be an informant, etc., you better not be the fucking top guy, because more than likely when you're the top guy, they're not going to cut you a deal because you're the file title, you're the main dude, unless you have some crazy fucking person that you're going to give up. Maybe it's a dirty cop or dirty agent, some shit like that, not a dirty politician. It's very unlikely that you're going to get time off when you're the file title. Now, what I will say is, and this is why 6ix9ine got such a great deal, 6ix9ine was what I would call like the sweet spot, right? He was in a position of power, but he wasn't so high up where he couldn't necessarily work a deal, but he was also not so low where he didn't know the inner workings of the gang. Since he was the rapper and the guy that made the money, he was right smack dab in the middle where he was rubbing elbows with all the top dudes, so he knew what was going on at the upper echelon, but at the same time, he knew the guys on the lower level, and he was able to give information on them. That's why he was able to give information on, you know, was it Kuda? Right, Kuda B, and get time off despite him giving an order for him to go shoot at Chief Keef, and he was also able to give information on the guys that were above him, and that knocked off his sentence significantly because he was in the perfect position since he dealt with the money, and this is typically winds up happening whenever you're doing a criminal investigation. The guys that deal with the money almost always are some of the best informants because they're dealing with all different components of the organization, because when you're the financier, you got to deal with everybody. So he was in that great spot to give people above him and below him. But when you're the top guy, it's very difficult to get a deal and get cooperation points because you're the file title. Unless you're able to give like some extraordinary target, you know, a corrupt individual who's in a position of public trust, it's going to be very difficult for you to get time off.
Wow. And by the way, chat, you guys see as posted on DJ Academics TV, the Instagram and the Twitter account, says USA Damian Williams, which is the U.S. attorney. He said earlier this evening, federal agents arrested Sean Combs based on a sealed indictment filed by the Southern District of New York. We expect to move to unseal the indictment in the morning, and we'll have more to say at that time. By the way, here's the thing. I don't know if you've seen this, and shout out to my boy Aiden. I know Aiden's probably hitting my phone right now, but he's live right now with Sneeko. I think this is Conviews, Cuffham, and Fousey. And Fousey supposedly said that one of his boys went to a Diddy party, and they invited him to Diddy's room, where I guess Fousey's friend claimed that, and I'm sorry to be bringing other people's names into this, but it says Trigger Trey, aka Trey Songz, was straddling and sitting on Diddy's lap, making out with him. Let me just play this real quick. I think you guys should be able to hear it.
I could say something about a Diddy party right now, but I don't know the rules of the game if I'm allowed to say it.
Say it. You'll be okay.
One of my boys, a social media influencer, this was early back in like 2008.
What's one of your boys?
I'm not gonna expose him because he said some viable shit, but he was at a Diddy party and they invited him to Diddy's room. He walks in, Trey Songz was sitting on Diddy's lap making out with him, and they asked him if he wanted to join.
What the fuck?
That gotta be ain't no way. Ain't no
They're
way.
all gay. They're all undercover gays. I promise you that.
Yo, that's crazy.
I promise you that.
That is crazy.
I could say something.
Wait.
That is crazy, bro.
Oh my god.
Yo, what the fuck?
I don't know what the hell's going on anymore.
Not Trigger Trey, man. Not Trigger Trey, bro.
Okay, so how do you draw the line? And I want you to keep your investigator hat on.
Sure.
How do you draw the line between, okay, this is industry? Because here's the thing. There's been a lot of, you know, it's so funny that half of these niggas love Diddy parties. And then you'll hear something like, oh, we just never seen that, whatever. But it's like, Diddy party is like a spectacle. It's always been in hip hop. If you're an investigator, how do you draw the line between, oh, okay, this is just some harmless fun shit, or maybe not harmless fun shit, but shit we shouldn't, you know, spend time or expend our energy into or resources trying to like hunt down versus this is the true crime that's happening here. Like, how do you pick that out?
Yeah,
because it appears that he was, you know, he was nonstop. Like he was on some take that shit.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I think the biggest thing, right, and I'll tell you this from me wearing that hat, like you asked before, keep your investigator hat on. And this is gonna sound very fucked up, but I would only go after shit that matter from a prosecutorial standpoint, what I can actually prove, right? And some people might say, oh, well, that's messed up, man. But the reality is, at the federal level, you have a higher threshold to prove a case and get prosecution and prove it guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Like the feds don't lose for a reason because they take their time and they go after the things that they can actually prove. So in this situation, you know, some dudes, you know, doing some questionable activities, etc. Is that going to be as sexy to an AUSA a lot of the times? Probably not. But if you got a female victim who's underage and she's saying that, hey, I was assaulted and I was GR'd, right, by a group of men, well, that's going to be a lot easier to sell to the U.S. Attorney's Office for prosecution. And at the end of the day, guys, right, getting your case accepted by the AUSA's office for prosecution is not as easy to do as people think it is because they have a lot of discretion what they take and what they don't take.
Oh, my God.
So you need to go after the things that are tangible, the things that you can prove, and the things that is going to get their attention.
Yo, ain't no way you believe that, bro. You believe that?
What?
Trey Songz doing that? No way, bro. You don't believe that, do you?
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm not getting charged, but I think I do have the right to be silent. Anything, I'm gonna just
And real quick, I just want to tell my YouTube audience.
By the way, I want to expound before anybody say some weird shit like, "Oh, Ack is in." No, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sexually, I've heard many things about many people in this industry. Some, and a lot of them happen to be sex symbols. So there's, you know, I never want to throw nobody under the bus because I don't never want nobody to do that to me. But Trey Songz is a very, very there are conversations about him. I won't say illegal, but conversations about him into different things. And I'm not saying he's homosexual. I'm not saying anything else. What I'm saying is that when I hear sexually explorative like conversations and it mentions Trey Songz or Diddy, I'm not gonna be like, this is the first time I've ever heard it.
Right.
So I can't jump out and be like, oh, I don't know what to believe. Truth be told.
Okay.
Yeah. Real quick, I just want to tell my people we got like 13K on YouTube. Guys, come on over on Twitch, twitch.tv/FreshFit. We're trying to build that thing up, as y'all know. Twitch.tv/FreshFit Podcast. We're having a discussion with Ak, obviously, on this situation, which, Ak, you're asking some really good questions here. You're like really making me kind of go back in time, like, okay, what would we do in this situation? But I think it's very important for the audience to know, like my prediction here is that they wouldn't have pursued this case so aggressively and done the multiple state search warrants, seize all the items, convene the grand jury. I predict that they're probably going to have anywhere between 10 to 30 different witnesses. They wouldn't have done all this and then go ahead and use the RICO statute, which I predict is what we're going to see in a grand jury indictment tomorrow, had they not been sure that they got this guy dead to rights. I predict that Diddy's going to have to probably take a plea deal. I know that he's, liquidated a lot of his assets so that he can go ahead and fight this case, because not only does he have this criminal case, but he also has a multitude of civil cases going against him. I think this Danny DeCane chick just literally just did a civil case against him recently for sexual assault. So,
by the way, I also, I don't want I'm hoping, because this is like the high price you pay of being in media.
Yeah.
There is 2 individuals that sent over documents to me, and I'm not going to publish them or give them any light, but other than this potential mention right here, they have served Diddy, 2 other individuals, with notice to file lawsuit. It's like hey, we're going to file a lawsuit, but we could start settling. And there's 2 individuals currently who are at that point, and he has about like 20 cases now, like on a civil level.
And everyone's gonna come because they notice now, especially now that he's gotten arrested. I would not be surprised if he doesn't get served with a few more of these, because what they're gonna look at it like, okay, he's not in a position to fight these cases because he's gonna obviously allocate most of his resources to his criminal defense team. So he's going to be more than likely willing to kind of play ball and give us what we want, $1 million here, $2 million here, blah, blah, blah. So I definitely predict that he's going to, even more people are going to kind of come out the woodwork and try to sue him civilly so they can get a quick payout, because he's not going to have the time or the ability or even resources to fight this stuff in court in a civil case.
Okay, let me give you 2 scenarios. First scenario, if you're Diddy at this point, and obviously this goes into, criminal law, so, obviously you have your experience there, but like maybe not be your forte. Is it something where you might be like, hey, listen, for all the civil cases, you guys get pushed to the back burner, everything
blood in
focuses
the
on
water
on
for
the
sure,
criminal, and at worst, if it gets to be too overwhelming, as long as we potentially beat or at least try to neutralize as much as possible the criminal elements. Remember, these are civil cases. You could always file bankruptcy.
Yeah. So you're asking me, like, as a former investigator, like, what would we focus on the criminal case? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Well, that's why I said I'm asking you to get into almost maybe a defense attorney or a civil defense attorney hat, not like a strategist hat.
Yeah.
If you're Diddy, what do you do?
All my
You'd be
resources.
Like, hey,
I would allocate all my resources by far to the criminal defense case. I would allocate all my resources to that, because if you go to jail, you're fucked, right? And he's looking at very serious time here, guys. Like, he could die in prison if he's convicted of this stuff. I know they gave R. Kelly 30. So
damn. By the way, could you break that down, because that was a question being asked to me a lot. What is he facing? And I said essentially a life sentence. I'll Google his age now. You could tell me, I don't know if you know off the top of your head what some of these things that we've predicted like hold in terms of potential penalty. But Diddy age, he's currently 54 years of age. He's gonna turn 55 in literally 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from now, or actually 2.5 weeks, he's going to be 55.
Yeah.
No. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Whoa, I'm definitely wrong. It's a month and 2 weeks. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I predict that he's going to be facing a significant amount of time here where he can die in prison, man, easily. Like,
really?
Yeah. They gave R. Kelly 30.
Let's go ballpark. I know we're spitballing here, and I know you love.
I predict if he's found guilty. Let's go with 2 scenarios. Let's go. He goes to trial. Let's say he goes to trial. Now, for those that are unaware, when you go to trial, 95% of cases, right, almost always plead out. You almost never go to trial. But if you go to trial and you force the government to prepare for a trial, you're gonna probably deal with the higher end of whatever sentence, the charges that you're getting hit with come with. So if he goes to trial and loses, there's a very high likelihood he'll get easily somewhere between 20 to 40 years, right?
Wow.
If he goes to trial for this, if it's what I'm thinking, racketeering, sex trafficking, etc., yes, low end 15, higher end 40, easily, right? If he goes to trial. If he pleads guilty, 10 to 30 in that range. If he pleads guilty and cooperates.
Wow. I'm looking at some of these things. Hold on.
And for him to get any less time than 10, he'd have to give up a fucking dirty NYPD officer or a public official or somebody big for him to get less time, because he's the main target. So anytime you're the main target of investigation, it's very difficult for you to get time reduced, because you get hit with a sentencing enhancement called leader organizer of the organization.
What about Jay-Z?
He would have to give like significant stuff that leads to an actual indictment. He'd have to have like real evidence.
From what we know,
oh my God,
in the federal and by the way, correct me, you can jump in at any time. You're more well versed than me. When it comes to federal, charges and going through the federal process, they have these mandatory minimums that's unlike any other state, where the only way, at least from my knowledge, they could go below would be if you have usually a 5K1 letter. And yes, that's the snitch scarlet letter, which means
proper letter. Yep. The
yes,
5K, yep.
Queen for a day, whatever the case is. 6ix9ine had a 5K1 letter that allowed the judge to go beyond, because 6ix9ine was facing, if we're thinking about consecutive on some of these things, he was facing like 46
Let's
years.
explain what a proffer is and a 5K is, right? So I've done a million of these, right? So a proffer, for you guys that are wondering, or safety, it's also known as a safety valve in drug investigations. Basically, the individual's typically been charged or whatever it may be, and they have information that can be beneficial to your investigation that can, lead to other arrests, whatever. You bring the individual in, they sign a proffer letter with their defense attorney, and what happens is they can give you information where it can incriminate them, but it can't be used against them. So they can totally tell you whatever they need to tell you, unless it's like a very, very serious crime of violence or whatever it may be. But most of the time, everything is kind of, on the table. You're protected. You get almost full immunity for a day. And you're able to kind of just say whatever you got to say. However,
it's called queen for a day, usually, on a layman's terms.
Some people call it queen for a day, king for a day. That's also another term for it. But it's all, 5K, proffer, safety valve, all generally the same thing with little nuanced differences. You come in, you sit with the agent and the prosecutor, and then you're there with your defense attorney, and you provide this information. You sign a proffer letter. However, the deal goes out the window.
Clive Davis.
A, you lie,
Oh,
right?
shit.
That will mean that it's defunct, and then they can actually charge you for those crimes. And then B, you need to provide substantial assistance. They use the term substantial assistance to the government in the course of the investigation. I'll just spell it out for you guys. You pretty much need to fucking help them get other arrests, and put other people in jail. So, can Diddy get a 5K letter and a proffer if he has information on other individuals? Absolutely, but the government's got to agree to even do it. So he's got to have information on something that they give a shit about, where they feel that it's worthy to give him a proffer, because if they give him a proffer, he can kind of say things and they can't do anything about it.
Hey, by the way, I wanted to throw this to you. I got to see if he authorized me to kind of, you know, I'm not necessarily fully doxing him here, but okay. This is my man, and I don't know if you want me to say his name, but you know, he's you guys would probably know who he is. This is 6ix9ine, and by the way, he's a chat nigga too. Like, this is my guy. I think he's in the Discord. I treat my boy right, man. This is 6ix9ine head security during when everything happened. He says, "Yo, bro, I was there when all the trucks were surveilling us. They followed us everywhere." He said they basically stalked us. By the way, keep in mind, this is the time where the feds had picked 6ix9ine up first. They pulled him into a meeting. They say, "Hey, listen, we have information that you might be targeted and you might be possibly attacked by other members of the gang. Do you want us to give you protection?" And that was almost like a soft way of trying to see.
So here's the thing. I actually did a whole talk on this on my Fed reaction. And actually, I'll give it to you even so.
And by the way, the last thing, and I'll
Skrilla.
The last thing he said I was there during the hits and everything, and he says he knows for a fact they tapped his phone too.
What kid?
All right.
Go ahead.
So let's go ahead and go through this, right? So I actually know this very intimately, right? Because at the time, right, when I was working for the agency,
that's what I got. I just put it on
I
him.
had a
because,
Chinese
you know,
organized crime case.
He a federal.
And I went up to
federal agent.
New York, and I actually met with some of the agents from the HSI New York office case. HSI New York, and this was right after they had picked up 6ix9ine, and I kind of figured this out from talking to them, and then also. I worked in the HSI New Haven office, and I knew agents there as well. So here's the story with this situation.
This is fresh and fit.
6ix9ine was going to go to the casinos in Connecticut. For those that are unaware, we got Foxwoods and Mohegan, right, which is over on Eastern Connecticut, right? And at the time, the feds were listening to, or HSI, they were listening to, if I'm not mistaken, Mel Murder's phone or Jim Jones. They were listening to somebody higher up.
Yeah, it was Mel Murder who spoke to Jim Jones. Yes.
There you go. So. They were listening to Mel Murder's phone, and and I know this from doing Title IIIs. One of the things that you must do if you hear this on a Title III, if you hear violence going to occur, you have to notify the individuals whose life is threatened if you listen to it on the phone. Now, obviously, this sucks because now you're kind of disclosing that you might be having a wiretap, right? So you have to kind of go about it in a creative way to not disclose it. So what happened was they brought
Wait, hold on. So, and by the way, that infamous call, it was a conversation, and I won't play it here, you know, not to bore the audience, but the conversation. Jim Jones, I believe, told Mel Murder, you have to supervise. So as a federal agent, how do you know that means kill? Because super violate means what?
Yeah, I mean, you super violate, you already know. You're listening to that on a wiretap, you're like, okay, this is a threat against his life. Because at this point, 6ix9ine was kind of on the outs with them. I think he had just done that thing on Instagram.
He just did a Breakfast Club interview saying that he by himself. He re-recorded lyrics saying he don't need nobody.
Yes. So he said he fired his whole crew, etc. Now, what a lot of people don't know was he was actually planning to go to Connecticut, right, and go gamble at the casinos. Now, from an agent's perspective, this is a fucking nightmare, right? Because on one end, you're listening to Mel Murder's phone, the main target of your investigation, and you literally heard a credible threat against Tekashi's life. So you have to go notify him. So what do? They go tell him, look, bro, there's a threat against your life. I doubt that they told him that we're on a wiretap or any of that other shit. They're just like, look, we got information that there's a threat on your life. We need you to do X, Y, Z. 6ix9ine, being the rambunctious person he is, he says, no, fuck that shit. I don't need y'all protection. Like, fuck that. I'm a rapper. Like, I can't be seen with y'all. This is a career ender. Fuck that. Right? And obviously he had a plan to go to Connecticut to gamble at the casino. Now, from an agent perspective, there's two things you can do. A, you find a way to get him arrested to protect himself from himself, or B, right, you let him go to Connecticut and you have to maintain surveillance on him the whole time to make sure he doesn't get fucking killed. Well, for those that are unaware, in Connecticut, Mohegan and Foxwoods, it's on sovereign Native American territory. So now you have to.
What does that mean?
So it's run by the tribal police. They have their own like law enforcement there.
Does the Fed supersede that?
Well, this is where it gets this. So this is the thing. You can go in there, of course. You can obviously you're a federal agent, but you now have to notify the tribal police that you're going to be there. You're going to be conducting surveillance, etc., and kind of the situation. Feds don't like to notify the state and locals if they don't need to, especially on a high-profile case like this. Now, what makes this even more of a nightmare is the New York field office now has to go into what's called a different area of responsibility. Mohegan is going to be considered, Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods, etc. That's going to be covered by HSI New Haven and HSI Hartford. Well, I'll tell y'all right now, those are two small field offices, maybe 20, 30 agents total in the state, right? They're not going to be able to effectively cover this guy on surveillance, and you got to take HSI New York agents and follow him as well. So that's a fucking logistical nightmare to not only follow 6ix9ine all the way to Connecticut and make sure that he's safe, but now you got to notify the tribal police and let them know, yo, you know, we're going to be in your AOR doing surveillance on this individual, blah, blah, blah. They're like, man, fuck this shit. This is a nightmare. And if something happens, God forbid, there is a shootout, some bloods or anything else like that, follow him to the casino, and there's a shooting and anyone gets hurt, and the feds knew about it, bro, that's a fucking PR nightmare. So they're like, you know what? Fuck this shit. We're just going to arrest him. That's why if you look at the indictment, it's kind of rushed. When they went ahead and picked up 6ix9ine and all these other guys, I think they kind of picked them up to, well, obviously he was involved in criminal activity, but I think what their strategy was to arrest him later on. But they had to pick him up to save himself. They had to save him from himself. That's my prediction.
So, okay. Wow.
Yeah, you got some insight there.
No, we love the insight. I want to ask you this question. And I think this is probably on the minds of everybody watching, and you know, to the tens of thousands watching you and even watching me. And by the way, if you guys don't know, I'm live, you know, with my guys from Fresh and Fish. Shout out to my man Fresh, and also of course shout out to Myron Gaines. If you guys don't know, Myron Gaines is a former law enforcement officer that worked with the federal government in the exact roles of the agents who are now investigating and subsequently have arrested Sean P. Diddy Combs tonight. What do you think tonight? Because here's the thing, we think of Diddy as the take that toothpick in the mouth, bougie, like, yo, he got the Star Island crib, he got the $60 million crib in motherfucking LA, he has the private jet. What is tonight like? And again, I don't know if you're familiar with like the intake system necessarily in New York, but like, what is it like having somebody who, you know, the media is clamoring to know details, but he's gonna be probably spending, I would hope, or not hope, but I would probably guess he's gonna spend the night tonight in jail. What's tonight like as an agent? What's tonight like for him? What conditions is he in? Is he actually in a cell? Is he handcuffed, or is he chilling in a room just kind of eating, you know what I mean, eating, you know, potato chips and just kind of watching this while his lawyers are kind of hammering out the details? What's tonight
so
like?
This is what I think. Okay, so this is what happened. I guarantee you this will happen. He gets arrested, right? Either by the case agent or people that are watching him on surveillance. They take him to the New York HSI office, bring him into the interview room. The case agent walks in, hey, look, you know, these are your rights, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to talk? More than likely, I'm willing to bet he's going to say, no, I'm not talking without an attorney present. At that point, you know, the case agent could kind of decide if he wants to let the attorney come in and they can have that discussion, or he says, you know what, fuck it, we're going to book him in. They probably took him to one of the federal facilities. I think there's one in Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken, FDC Brooklyn or something like that. Drop him off there. They're probably going to put him in protective custody for obvious reasons. He's going to be by himself. The case agent is going to probably get all his stuff together and be in court tomorrow morning with the AUSA.
Hold on, I'm sorry to cut you off, because like these details matter, because sometimes we think, like for example, when we seen Trump, right? Yeah. Like there's no proof that Trump actually got put in cuffs, right? He takes like, it's almost like a selfie, like it's a mugshot. Like what's happening? Is Diddy getting treated like the rest of these motherfucking citizens in New York? Is he getting cuffed in the front? Is he get cuffed in the back? Is he getting put in a car? Is he getting put in a paddy wagon? Is he just getting put in a plane? I could explain that. In a unmarked car? Like, what do you think this is looking like? What's the privilege like for a billionaire?
I'll tell you exactly how this went down. So they arrested him at the lobby. Hey, look, man, we got a warrant for your arrest, etc. You know, just look, you know, probably cuffed him in the front, walk him out quietly, right? Okay. They're gonna have an unmarked parked out there, ready to go. They put him in the back of the car, drive him over to the New York office in New York City, for HSI. You know, obviously, I'm assuming the case agent.
Well, and I hate to cut you up, but I like to get to the nitty gritties. Okay, we know Diddy's being flanked by security. This and third. Are they showing up with a little bit of force? Because you never know.
They're telling security. They're telling security fuck off. They're telling security fuck off. We got an arrest warrant for him right here. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
His security can't do shit.
So security can't follow. It's going to be a stand down.
Yeah.
Let's do this quietly, or this could be embarrassing.
Exactly. Right. And I'm assuming that's how you would go about it if you want him to cooperate and talk to you. That's why I'm saying, like me, right? If I'm the case agent, I'm gonna have my guys approach nice and quiet. Hey, look, bro. Because they're in plain clothes. Keep in mind, these are special agents. These are federal agents. They're in plain fucking clothes. Go to them. Look, man, we got a warrant for your arrest. HSI. Boom. Look, let's just do this quietly. We'll cuff you in the front, or you just walk out with us. We'll cuff you right by the car. Tell the security to stand down. Put him in the vehicle. Case agent's probably either there on scene when he's getting arrested, right, to see if they can get any spontaneous utterances, which is spontaneous utterance is where they say something, right, spontaneously that can be used in court. Right,
spontaneous
without the Miranda rights being read, which the Miranda rights is you have the right to remain silent, blah blah blah, all this other shit. But you have to read to them when they're being arrested. So they might make a spontaneous utterance, whatever. Oh fuck, man, they got me. Some other bullshit like that. You can use that, right? So they put him in the car. Case agent's probably there asking him questions. Hey, blah blah blah. You have the right to remain silent.
I know y'all hate with me cutting them off. Wait, you could use a spontaneous utterance without reading the Miranda rights?
Yeah. So like when you arrest somebody, and this happens all the time when I was on the job. You arrest somebody, right? And they're like, fuck, I knew this fucking asshole got me jammed up. Or, oh, fuck, this fucking dude lied to me. Or like, whatever. Like, when you get him picked up, you can use that because he said a spontaneous utterance and you didn't ask him no questions.
Spontaneous utterance.
I don't think that's well known. Oh, wow. That's very interesting.
Yeah, you can. I've gotten people all the time with that where you're going to go arrest them and they'll make some comments like this fucking asshole set me up or this
like,
I knew the fucking
snitched on me. Like
yeah.
You can use that?
Yeah, you can use you can absolutely use that, man. Yeah. And then obviously you read them his rights after the fact before you ask any questions, but you can absolutely use spontaneous utterances when they're being arrested. So as the case agent, you'd want to be there when that happens, or you send two of your guys that you really trust to effect the arrest, and then you ask him, hey, did he say anything when you picked them up? So they probably bring him out to the car. They want him to cooperate, right? And a lot of the time, federal agents are going to be really cool with you because they want to get a statement, right? They're not going to fucking throw you to the floor and all this other bullshit. They're going to do it nice and quietly, not try to embarrass you, right? Their job is to take away your freedom, not your dignity, right? Especially if they want to get a statement from you. So they put you in the car. Case agent's probably there. Reads him his Miranda real quick. Asks him some questions. Maybe make some small talk, whatever it may be. Then they get him back to the office. Hey, you want to talk? No, I want a lawyer. Okay, no problem. We're going to start getting you ready for the U.S. Marshals, right? Because the way it works in the federal system is when you have someone arrested federally, right? Sometimes and we're really getting in the weeds here, but I'll explain it anyway. The U.S. Marshals a lot of times have contracts with local jails to hold bodies for them that are federal custody. Now, in a place like New York City, which is big, they might not necessarily need that. So you might just take them right to the federal detention center, right? And there's going to be marshals there that will book them, fingerprint them, put them into NCIC, all that other stuff, right? And then they'll put them in there, and then the next morning, right? Sometimes there'll be an arrangement with the marshals or the agent himself. You got to go pick them up and then take them to court in front of the magistrate. But in this case, a big city like that, more than likely, they probably have a streamlined system. The marshals probably bring them to the courthouse for you, and then you're just there for the initial appearance.
Okay. Two questions. Oh, go ahead, Fresh.
Real quick. So our guy is here, David Green. He's a real estate expert. So we're thinking about buying Diddy's mansion. It's for sale right now, bro. It's on the market right now for sale, brother. What you want, nigga? You want to buy this house or not?
Well, okay. All right. I got to get like a notepad like Myron. Because you just brought up another point, which I think is a great point to bring up. So, by the way, there was an erroneous, I think it's erroneous, lawsuit filed, and even there was a, what do you call it again? It was a, it was an order that was actually signed by a judge. Basically, it was like an injunctive order, like basically, saying that, hey, his properties are subject to maybe the worth of what he has that could be the subject of a civil suit, and some inmate, which I think this is bullshit, but this inmate filed two things. He filed a lawsuit against Diddy, which, by the way, he got a. Do you guys know what I'm talking about or not? Because I could bring it up.
I'm not familiar with this.
Yes, so an inmate got a default judgment, right, of $100 million
This shit brazy,
in
Thad.
Michigan.
It's brazy.
So random inmate. So he got $100 million judgment in Michigan. Obviously, now his lawyer, I guess his lawyers didn't know about it. Somehow they finessed it where they convinced the court that it was served properly. Diddy never heard of it. Now Diddy's lawyers saying they're gonna, contest it. But not only did they get the default judgment, which obviously Diddy's lawyers are gonna go to vacate, they went to go get like an injunctive order from that judge to say his property, the Homely Hills one that he's trying to sell for like 60 or 70 million, cannot be sold because that will be the subject of compensation, barring the result of this case, which the guy already got a judgment for, which is $100 million. So basically saying until further proceedings, they wanted the judge to block that sale or any potential sale.
I'm not familiar with that. I know you said you had two questions though from before. I know Fresh literally detracted from what you were trying to ask. What was the two questions you were asking?
Man.
Because I was describing to you how the marshals take the guy into, how the feds would pick him up, try to get an interview, drop him off to the marshals, and then you said you had two questions, and Fresh totally derailed everything by that fucking comment.
But he's asking a good question too. But okay, so
nigga, you bet random ass real estate question. What the hell?
Things like
nothing to do with the marshals, man.
My boy.
This guy, man.
Yo, I think a lot of people, even me, I promise you, I'm having like, just even thinking about the situation, the way we look at Diddy and how powerful he is, we almost want to see, like, even when they raided his crib when he was in Miami, they met him at, I forgot the private airport. We never seen him in cuffs. We never seen him treated, even like how we see the sons or maybe like the workers at his crib being treated. And a lot of people think this is billionaire privilege. So I guess it goes to two questions.
Academics don't got a rape case, I don't think.
How certain are you tonight that Diddy is actually in a jail cell?
1,000%. He's probably in marshal custody right now when we speak, or he's talking with the feds if he's cooperating.
So you think 100% he is in some jail cell in New York City like any other inmate?
Guaranteed. I mean, hell, we might even be able to. I don't know if the BOP website might not have it, but yeah, he's definitely either A, cooperating and talking with the feds right now, or B, he's in a jail cell in New York City somewhere, maybe FDC Brooklyn or some shit like that, or in Manhattan, depending on wherever the marshals have their contract with holding federal prisoners.
Okay, and by the way, I'm looking that up as we speak. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I will ask you this, and by the way, I just looked it up. It says no records found.
Yeah, probably not, because he hasn't been committed to Bureau of Prisons yet. He's in marshal custody.
They gonna charge this nigga with some murders tomorrow, bro. They gonna charge this nigga with some murders.
Department of Corrections usually, even if they're in, so the popular intake place in New York is what's called the Tombs, especially Manhattan.
Okay,
and usually we would see that person in there, and we figure out where they go from.
Even if they're federal, right? Because they probably have a contract with the marshals.
Yes, because Casanova used to be able to at a certain point. I'm not saying initially. At a certain point, you could be able to find him through there, but we can't find anything with Diddy yet. Second of all, here's the second question. You spoke about how the arrest probably went down. Now, you being an agent and kind of like mapping out these things, Diddy's obviously cooperating to a certain extent. He comes to a New York City high rise. What level of force do you go in with?
Very little.
Because the level of force we saw in Miami and even LA, it looked like they were ready for, and obviously they defended that. We seen Diddy's baby mama said, "Hey, why'd you need all that? Why'd you have the gun to, my son's head or this and third?" And basically they said, "Well, we hear there's a lot of weapons, and we had to whatever." In this situation, you're planning the arrest. How much force are you going in with?
Little to none. And the reason why is because if you want them to cooperate and talk to you, you can't go in and fuck them up and expect them to talk to you. So for the arrest, you're gonna go in very you know, very quietly, very covertly, especially someone like this that has a public image. You don't want to embarrass them. You want to kind of like, hey, man, we're going to do you solid. We're not going to cuff you up in front of everybody, right? Maybe they did. Who knows? It depends on how the interaction went. But if I'm the case agent and I want to get cooperation, I'm not going to go in there and arrest the guy crazy, because that could really mess things up. Now, as far as the search warrant goes, because you said that they went and used. So, okay, let me explain this, because people kind of understand. When you're conducting a search warrant, right, and you're looking for evidence of a crime in a house, right, depending on the individual, that's going to kind of dictate how you proceed with doing the search warrant. Now, when you're doing a search warrant, the number one thing that you need to do is you need to clear the house first. Then you get agents in there to actually search, right? So first you got to do the sweep, make sure there's nobody in there. Anybody that is in there, you zip time, get them the hell out the house, make sure it's completely safe. Then you bring the agents in that are a part of the investigative team to do it. But the people that are going to go in and clear the house is, in this case, it was the SRT, Special Response Team, right? That's their SWAT team. So if I'm the case agent, I'm not going to do I prefer to let the SRT handle it, clear the house, especially a big structure like that, make sure it's safe. Then I send the guys in my group that are helping me with this investigation and know what to look for. Then they go in and start searching it. So it's two different teams of agents kind of that are dealing with the search warrant. So first is the clearing from the tactical side. Once that's done, then you get the actual agents that are involved in the case and have a stake in the case to go in and actually search. So, that's just kind of how search warrants are done, right? And then if you know that the individual might have guns in the house, there's going to be certain people there, whatever it may be, you're going to actually, you're going to operate with a certain level of, carefulness to make sure that no one's hurt. But after it's clear, you're good to go. So that's what ends up happening. It's always where you want to use a strong use of force to kind of like disincentivize anyone to do anything stupid. If you go in there with the SRT team, they're going to be like, oh yeah, fuck that. I'm not going to fight these guys.
So it was reported on TMZ that not only did they arrest him, but they also went in and they are executing a search. Well, they didn't say search warrant, but they're searching the hotel room he was in. What do you think? Do they really believe that maybe he has some incriminating evidence in his hotel room, or is that a standard procedure?
Yeah, I mean, they probably got a consent to search, right? Since he's at that hotel, I doubt that they actually cut paper on a search warrant to go in there. They probably said, hey, look, man, up in your room, do you need anything that you need to get with you, personal belongings, whatever? He might have said, yeah, I do. They escort him up there. Maybe they ask him, hey, do you mind if we search, make sure it's safe, like no one's in here hiding? And they could go ahead and do a search. So, I'm assuming it's a consent to search or search incident to arrest, bringing him up there to get any belongings you might want.
Wow. So in the morning, this indictment is going to be,
It'll
murder
we'll
charges
exactly
in the
what he's looking
morning,
at.
bro.
I predict it's going to be sex trafficking with racketeering.
They gonna say
but they can add other
Tupac.
stuff. We'll see what happens.
Ooh, what if they say Biggie too?
Is it a possibility that he gets out tomorrow?
Hell no.
Yeah, I think it's a possibility. I think him and his legal team have planned for this. I think that's why they've been cooperating with the feds. Actually, as a matter of
It's
fact, I'll
gonna
take a
be
step further.
murder
I think
charges.
that's why he's even in New York right now. We know that he spends most of his time in Miami. His main home is here.
Academics
I
ask
think a whole
him,
part
is
of
it
him
going
even being in New York
possibility
in
of
the
murder
first place,
charges?
Was he knew that these charges were going to come down. There was probably some type of communication between the AUSA and his defense team.
Come on,
and he said, I'm
academics.
going to make it easier for y'all. I'm here. And this is all to lead up to this arrest so that he can go ahead and argue in court and
Could
say,
he
look,
get
I've been
murder
nothing but
charges?
cooperative. The feds have known where I was the whole time. My legal team has been in close communication with the United States Attorney's Office. I am not a flight risk. I'm not a danger to society. I want to be out on bond fighting this case, and I think he's going to have a good chance of getting bond.
All right. So, two things. I'll give you guys an update if you guys don't know. So, one of his, I'll call her a girlfriend. I'll be nice today. Young Miami, Carisha.
Uh-oh.
She hit me up. She said, hey, we should have a conversation. She said she wants to talk about everything, no holds bar, about her career, everything I've said about her. I've had a lot of commentary about what I thought about her music career and maybe some sacrifices that she made for her music career because she wanted to be in a relationship with a guy who could be seen as a sugar daddy, right?
City girls.
We were gonna plan.
He recording some shit now, right now, Thad.
Carisha, please.
He recording some shit right now.
I talked to Fresh about it. Fresh was like, "Aki, sure you good?" I said, Listen, I've walked into the Lions Den many times. I have no problems. By the way, you know, to her credit, she said, all right, you know, we're going to touch back up on this. I'm still waiting for the date. I'm down to show up anytime. She did do an interview, though, or did do a episode of her show where, you know, she did it with her homosexual best friend, Saucy Santana. And he asked her some questions about this whole thing. And what she basically said was, hey, listen, I don't know too much of anything, blah, 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 this and third. However, there is a huge overlap with her and Diddy in the last, I want to say 3 years, to be generous. Is it possible that maybe this indictment comes out and is just all legacy things that has nothing to do with anything that happened in the last couple of years? Or do you think they still try to tie at least some recent stuff into what he was doing in terms of his behavior?
Yeah, I could definitely answer that. Real quick, I just want to tell my audience this. Guys, we're going to switch on over to Twitch, so come on over to Twitch, twitch.tv/Fresh and Fit Podcast. We're going to go on Twitch. We're on YouTube right now and Rumble, but come on over to Twitch, guys, if you're watching on YouTube. We'll drop the link in there. We're going to switch right now, but I'll answer this question. So the question is, are there going to be recent events with potentially Young Miami or any other co-conspirators or any other witnesses in this indictment? I think so, yeah, for sure. They're going to have something in there recent that at least kind of aligns with the statute of limitations, because they're going to need to prove that the criminal activity is still going on. That's a very important part of RICO, is establishing that it's an ongoing criminal enterprise. If you look at any RICO indictment, right, whether you look at the 6ix9ine one, you look at the Casanova one, etc., the first paragraph almost always is them talking about the organization being defined as a criminal enterprise, right? So whether it was the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods or the Guerrilla.
Ah, motherfuckers. Motherfuckers. Dang. All right. Well, we're going to see tomorrow, huh? We're going to see tomorrow.
Star Report, I'm your host.
Let me stop that nigga. We're going to see tomorrow. See that they took that shit to Twitch. They probably knew I was live streaming that shit. These niggas is stealing our content. Hey man, I gotta fuck with the specialists, man. I gotta fuck with the specialists. Damn, man. Let me pull up this. I saw some shit, man. I gotta pull this shit up. I saw some shit. I saw some shit. Let me pull up this shit I saw. I saw some shit. This shit is getting tricky. It's getting tricky. Let me pull up this shit that I saw. I just saw this shit. Oh, wait. Let's see. Oh, wait. Let's see. Everybody's talking. What we got? Oh, shit. Aubrey O'Day talking. This bitch talking now. Aubrey O'Day talking. Let's see what she talking about. Aubrey O'Day. Let's see what she said. The purpose of justice is to provide an ending and allow us space to create a new chapter. Women never get this. I feel validated. Today is a win for women all over the world, not just me. Things are finally changing. Oh, wait. Jesus Christ. Let's see this other thing that I saw. I saw another thing. This right here. Oh, shit. LA rapper Helicia SKG Choice says she heard. Tap in on Ratchet TV, the Hood Journalist. Okay, let me see what's up with that. Hold up. Let me see what's up with that. Let's see what's up with that. Ratchet, the TV Hood Journalist. I'm going to go back to academics in a minute. Let me see. Okay, Ratchet, the TV Hood. I don't see shit on that. Ratchet to TV. I don't see shit. I don't see shit. They're not live. Ratchet to TV Hood is not live. Ratchet to TV with motherfuckers is not live. Let me see. Let me see what he's doing. Is he live? Oh, he's live. Let's see. Let's see what he's talking.
Home and was trying to end her.
Okay.
She was trying to end her relationship in 2018. Combs, through his attorney, denied all the accusations with Cassie in November 17th, 2023. With staggering speed, Ventura's lawsuit is settled the day after it was filed. The terms of the agreement are kept confidential and have decided to resolve this matter amicably. Combs says in a statement, "I wish Cassie and her family all the best. Love." November 23rd, 2023. Two more women accused Combs of abuse.
Let me see what academics talking about. Hold on. Let me see what academics talking about. Let me see what academics talking about. Let me go to academics. Sons! Damn, the Sons.
Has been, attacked and meaning more combative. Like, hey, the AUSAs are targeting my client because of erroneous false civil lawsuits filed by money-hungry people who I've worked with who have just not done well in life, and the AUSA believes these stuff, and they're prosecuting on a very, they're using malintent to try to get at me, and maybe it's just not as, okay, handshaky where, okay, you're working with the AUSA and their office.
I think what will happen is that's a really good question. So basically the question is like, how long are they going to play ball for and kind of be nice?
Yeah.
What I predict here is if he gets bond, they're going to, so here's the thing, right? So obviously there's going to be the discovery process, right? Where the government is going to turn everything over to Diddy's legal team that they got.
Is
right?
there a time limit on that?
Legal team doesn't know what they have yet.
Is there a time limit on that? I'm sorry.
Typically it's within a couple of the discovery process. It's an ever-flowing situation because as the investigation is ongoing, things come up. It's up to the AUSA to get that stuff out immediately. But the evidence that they have that led to the indictment, they're going to hand that over probably tomorrow, right? It's probably on a thumb drive. AUSA is probably ready to go to court tomorrow. Give it to the defense attorney. Here you go. Here's a thumb drive with all the stuff. Go through it, right? So what I predict is after Diddy gets that bond, because they got to play nice with the government so that they can get this bond. Once he's out and he's, on bond and the defense has the discovery, that's where I think, okay, now it's kind of an adversarial situation now. Let's go through this discovery, see what they got, try to find holes in this. And then that's when they're going to really start formulating their game plan once they have the discovery and see what the feds actually have on Diddy. But I think they'll play ball until he gets the bond, and then from that point, it's going to be a little bit more of a Cold War type situation.
Okay, and again, forgive me for some of the questions I'm asking because they might just seem left field.
These are good questions.
At what point, if I'm Diddy and now I need to be prepared with my legal team, at what point could I probably identify, oh, this person in my organization or this former person I used to be cool with is a snitch? Who's the cooperatives? Would that be probably abundantly clear off of the indictment being unsealed, or do you have to wait for discovery to be like, wait, the only person that would know this was the engineer who was in the studio, so that person must be snitching, or so that might be discovery, or maybe you could read the complaint and be like, how the fuck they know that shit?
No, good question. So indictments are almost always more broadly written than criminal complaints are. And for the audience, just so they kind of know, a criminal complaint is affidavit written by this special agent, which literally outlines the case and the facts that lead to probable cause. They're far more detailed than indictments are, right? And just so you guys know, a criminal complaint, you still have to indict the individual. So a criminal complaint typically is done with a probable cause. Like the example I gave earlier, I catch someone at the border. He has 10 kilos, customs caught him with 10 kilos of coke. I respond to the scene. Obviously we have the evidence right there. I write up a criminal complaint, arrest him, and then within 2 weeks we have to indict him. An indictment, you kind of skip that whole affidavit thing, and then you just go right to the grand jury, indict it, and then you get an arrest warrant, go get them, right? So everyone has to be indicted at some point at the federal level if you're going to be criminally charged. So, shit, what was it?
The question is, how do we find the snitches? Because we know they're cooperants.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the affidavit, that's why I was explaining this. In the affidavit, it's a lot easier to identify cooperators and informants because the agent himself is outlining the probable cause in his affidavit, and a lot of the times it's very difficult for you to shield that. You have to disclose informants to some degree unless you got an overwhelming amount of evidence where you didn't even need to put the informant stuff in. But typically the informant stuff is what leads to a probable cause. So the affidavit will be able to reveal it. Now in this case with the indictment, the indictments are typically more broadly written. So he could go ahead and read it, right, and kind of connect some dots here or there. But it's not going to be as easy to tell with an indictment. However, when they get the discovery, all of the HSI reports are going to be in there. Then that's when he'll be able to know who's who and who said what, etc. Because when they get those reports, because the agents have to disclose all the ROIs, HSI calls them ROIs, reports of investigation, that's where Diddy and his team will be able to read those HSI reports, and they'll see all the witness interviews, and they'll know who is who, and that's going to come from the discovery.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting.
So he'll know who turned on him within the first month or so, easily.
Wow. But you do think he's going to get some type of, at least initial bond?
Yeah, I predict he'll get bond. I do predict he'll get bond. I think his legal team is going to fight like hell for it. It might be an ankle monitor, like you mentioned, where he can't leave his house or whatever, but I don't think they're going to put him in jail. And then another argument they're probably going to make is his life is in danger, safety issues, he's a celebrity. You know, it's going to cause stress to the jail, to the jail, to put him in private custody the whole time. It just works out better for everyone to have him just be on house arrest or to be out on bond. And I think he has a very good chance of doing that.
Speaking of which,
it might not be tomorrow necessarily, but I think if he doesn't get it tomorrow, he'll probably have an official bond hearing within a few days. And I think at that bond hearing, assuming he doesn't get out tomorrow, he'll be able to get out.
Speaking of which, back in November, right, the NYPD claimed they had no knowledge of any. This was after I think someone erroneously said that, oh, the NYPD is investigating it. They came out and said, we have no knowledge of any investigation going on against Diddy. Mm-hmm. Clearly, the NYPD, I would imagine, and you could tell me if you know, they probably work a little bit in line with the Southern District of New York and Homeland Security and FBI or whoever else. Do you think they just lied to the public? Because they said they had no investigation. 2 months later, the investigation started. And 2 months after that, so 4 months after, Diddy's house is getting raided. You think they lied?
Technically, no. And I'll tell you why. I guess I'll explain this whole concept. So when you do criminal investigations, there's a state level and there's a federal level, right? And NYPD is going to have detectives assigned to federal agencies under task forces. And these detectives are going to be deputized as what's called a TFO or a task force officer. And what that basically means is, let's say I'm an NYPD detective, right? And I have state authority, but I get assigned to a Joint Terrorism Task Force, FBI task force, right? I get a set of FBI credentials. I am now not only a state detective, but now I am effectively a federal agent. So I have all the same authorities as the FBI special agent. I have the authorities to conduct investigations federally. I can carry my firearm on planes. I can travel interstate because I'm working with the FBI as a task force officer. So not only can I do a traffic stop if I fucking wanted to and put on a uniform and charge you for state charges, I can also conduct federal investigations, right? Same thing with DEA, same thing with HSI. So HSI has task force officers that are from NYPD, from New York State Police, from Fire Mart, for all different places, right? And these guys have not only Customs authority, right, which HSI gives them because HSI is legacy U.S. Customs and Immigration. They also have their state authority. So and I say all this to say, the highest levels of brass, right, know, and at the NYPD, know that they have detectives that work on these federal law enforcement task forces, but they're not privy to all the investigations that they're involved in, right, for obviously security purposes. So the only person a lot of times that knows what that detective is involved in is probably maybe his direct chain of command, right? His sergeant that's over him or his lieutenant will know he's assigned to the FBI JTTF or Joint Terrorism Task Force. He's involved with this stuff. Sometimes they might not even know everything that he's involved in. So because that detective is reporting to an FBI special agent, supervisory special agent, and that's effectively his supervisor over at the FBI. His other supervisor over at the NYPD kind of just like signs his time cards and shit like that, but he might not necessarily know what he's doing, because when you're on a federal task force, the rules kind of change. So in a way, the NYPD isn't lying by saying we don't have an active investigation, because that is true. There's an active investigation at the feds, but the brass a lot of times doesn't even know this stuff. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. And I guess a joint question, and I know I'm throwing a lot at you. I appreciate
a lot of people have these questions, so it's the first time I think, because there ain't nobody on YouTube that's done the shit that I've done. Not to sound cocky or anything like that, but you know, when it comes to the federal stuff, I know exactly how every agency works, because I've worked with all of them very closely. Pause.
Level 8 hype train on Twitch right now. Let's go, baby.
All right, we lit. We definitely lit.
Hey, you can't beat me, bro. Black Panther, you can't beat me.
Okay, so
all right, go back. Sorry.
I'm just trying to think here.
Murder's
if
academics.
we're dealing with, so two things come to mind, and I want you to try to compare it. I don't know how much you're well versed in these other cases. We obviously seen the R. Kelly situation.
Yep.
We also seen Harvey Weinstein. So Harvey Weinstein, I believe he had either got one case like overturned or dismissed. I don't know if it was in New York. But what happened is they came back with another grand jury indictment for his ass. It's like almost they're like, nah, nigga. You're not getting out of this one. You're going to spend the rest of your life in jail. You know, obviously for obvious reasons, we get why these are heinous crimes. These are crimes that, you know, the public has a significant interest in. They're making sure that these individuals, if we think about R. Kelly, he was charged in just multiple precincts and districts and, you know, places in the country where, like, he's serving multiple times. He won't be out for a very long time. Harvey Weinstein is a person who, based on how he was charged and even criminally convicted, at least initially, he was never supposed to get out. And even when he had maybe a slight victory, the Southern District of New York, they indicted him again, I believe, like very shortly. I think they're about to hit him with the arraignment and the unsealing of the new indictment. But basically, they're trying to tell him, you're never getting out. How much would you think, you know, obviously we talked about the amount of money they spent in terms of the Diddy situation and how they investigated it. How much do you think that they're hell-bent on saying, Diddy, you're fucking done. You're gonna just spend the rest of your time in jail, hiding the honey bun. You know what I mean? Like, you're done, gang. Like, it's over. Like, because they definitely felt that way about Harvey Weinstein. And by the way, I don't think this is a black or white thing. I think they're just like, yo, this is a matter of public interest. People want to see this motherfucker in jail. We're a failure if we allow this person to beat us at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, they're always, these are cases that kind of like, you know, tug at the heartstrings, right? So people are going to be like, oh yeah, sex trafficking, etc., or, you know, crimes against women. They're always going to be looked at pretty seriously. And then as far as like R. Kelly goes, he was actually, I just double checked it, he actually got indicted by the Eastern District of New York, which is also, they're also very aggressive because they compete with the Southern District of New York. They're based out of Brooklyn. I've worked with them before as well. They're also a good United States Attorney's Office. But yeah, man, I mean, at the federal level, especially when they come after you for anything, especially like a human trafficking case or a RICO or any of this other stuff, they're looking to put you away for a very long time. You know, these are very serious charges. The fact that they convened the grand jury for as long as they did, the fact that they did this investigation as long as they did, the fact that they're using racketeering to bring in some of these allegations from the fucking 90s and early 2000s, I think that goes to show how serious they are as far as like pursuing this investigation. So they're looking at it like, look, Diddy, we got you so dead to rights. You're going to have to come to the table and plead guilty to something here that's still going to give you a significant amount of time.
By the way, for people who are wondering what the cases I referenced, so, Harvey Weinstein, historical creep, he was initially found guilty of, he had an R-word conviction, but it got overturned by the New York Court of Appeal. The reason being is that they said that his trial was unfair because there were women who testified about their dealings with him, but some of the dealings that they were testifying to were never criminally charged or never, litigated in any court of law. So they believe that that gave a unfair advantage to the prosecutor. So they threw out his conviction. And, Myron can speak to this after I'm done. It's like, hey, a lot of times if you get the appeal court throws your shit out, like throws out a conviction, it takes money to convict this shit. They might be like, all right, fuck it. At least you serve some time, whatever. They convened a grand jury for Harvey Weinstein mid-August, and they got a goddamn another indictment for his ass by the end of August. So, again, that shows that they're determined to make sure, at least, and by the way, he has other convictions, but in New York, they want people to know we're not letting this fucking creep off the goddamn hook. And I'm wondering how they're going to treat Diddy related to that aspect.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to go hard on him. And the fact that it's federal is going to be even worse. And keep in mind, the whole Weinstein thing was only state.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that was them just aggressively pursuing him at the state level, right? So at the federal level, it's a rap, man. And like I said before, like going out, whenever they go after famous people or people that have status or whatever it may be, they know that these individuals have the capability of paying for a good defense team. They have the resources, etc. So they're going to cross their T's and dot their I's a lot of the times, especially at the federal level. So, yeah, no, I mean, this situation with Diddy, and I mean, me and you predicted this a couple months back. I remember when we first spoke about this, when he first got raided back in like March or something. Like I literally predicted, last quarter of the year or early 2025, look for the indictment. They're gonna arrest him, and boom, here we are, right? Mid-September, and he's getting arrested sooner than I even predicted. But yeah, man, it's just they're absolutely gonna make an example out of him in this situation. Anytime you got a celebrity or a rapper or something like that, Southern District of New York, they love these big high-profile cases. I mean, keep in mind, this is the U.S. Attorney's Office that famously prosecuted La Cosa Nostra, right? When they were untouchable at the time. Rudy Giuliani famously, and was one of the first prosecutors to successfully use RICO. The Southern District of New York is what kind of pioneered that. So this is an office that has a lot of prestige, has a lot of image. HSI New York, from the agency standpoint, that's one of our busiest field offices, man. They're a very proud office. For a funny story, the agent that was in charge of HSI New York when 6ix9ine got arrested used to be the special agent in charge of Puerto Rico, which was the busiest field office in the country. So they're a very go-getter active office, HSI New York, and then you combine that with a very go-getter active United States Attorney's Office, which, like I told you before, some of the historical cases they've done, it's not looking good for Diddy, man. This is probably the worst U.S. Attorney's Office to take your case, and one of the worst agencies to be investigating you, for sure.
Okay, I might sound a little bit cynical, but what is the potential chance of
here we go,
maybe Diddy going in either with his lawyer or however it is and says, hey, listen, keep my kids out of it, keep any woman I've dealt with out of it, hey, listen, just put it all on me. Not saying he's admitting guilt, but he tries to protect other people, because I'm right now monitoring everyone's socials. I'm trying to see, is anyone going to comment on this? Are they in custody? We don't know. And I'm looking kind of at his sons a little bit too, right? Like, not necessarily do I think that they were with all the fuckery that he was in, but of recent times we hear the stories that he was sharing women with his kids, which is like, goddamn, like if you and your son got to smash the same girl, fuck it, right? But
yeah, that's definitely on some weirdo shit. Yeah, I mean,
is it a possibility to say, It's like, imagine we're in a car, right? And I'm like the criminal of the bunch, and I'm like, nah, it's my guns. All 3 guns is my guns. Don't charge nobody. Do you think Diddy is the person to be like, yo, listen, whatever it is, put it on me. Leave my sons alone.
I mean, the thing is that he could do that, but like the feds are going to be the ones to decide what they do and don't do. Like, you don't have as much like wiggle room and leverage to kind of dictate these terms with them. Like, they're going to prosecute who they want to prosecute, right? So that's kind of what it is. I predict that, he's their main guy. So he's who they want to go after. He's going to have to give up someone incredibly famous and powerful for them to even give him any type of, give him a break on this case. Which, by the way, we're level 11 hype train, guys. Twitch.tv/Frustrated Podcast. Open up a tab while you're watching Academics if you don't mind.
Yeah, please. Yo, go support my guys. If you don't know, man, my guys, Fresh and Fit, my boys. And, of course, support my man, Myron. A guy who's just super talented, multifaceted, not only when it comes to dating, obviously fitness, but he is a wizard when it comes to speaking about, I believe, politics and also anything that constitutes the law. So, wow. We've talked about this a bunch, bro. We've talked about this a bunch.
Yo, this guy in Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Blackest Panther, is trying to outdo me. I just get 90 subs on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
He give 100 subs. But you know what I'm gonna do right now? I'm gonna get 50 subs right now on stream. 150 subs on Twitch.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Wait, hold on. Y'all having a sub battle?
Yes, bro. Bro, it's black for black. Black for black, black for black. He's black too. I'm black too. I'll black him, bro. Watch this.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, because now we're transitioning right now from YouTube live streaming to Twitch, so that's kind of what it is. But no, I mean, I used to breed this stuff, bro. Like I was an agent for 7 years, and I did all types of investigations. Like I truly used to love this shit. So, the reason why I know so much is because I would purposely work with other agencies. I was always fascinated to see how how the DEA works versus the FBI, or how the FBI works differently than ATF. How FBI agents write their 302s versus DEA agents write their DEA 6s, right? So I was always very interested in how different agencies work and working with different agencies and kind of leveraging and using different agencies' strengths, right? I used to do something called OCDF cases, Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Forces cases, right? Where you would work with other agencies and you would get a special designated congressional number for your case, right, from the Department of Justice, and you would get more funding where you can, do a big case like this, which I don't anticipate that this is an OCDF case on this Diddy case, but I think the 6ix9ine case was an OCDF, and I think also the Casanova case was an OCDF. But yeah, man, so this stuff is something that I literally lived and breathed for a very long time. I had the #1 arrest in 2016 when I was on the southwest border, one of the busiest offices in Laredo, Texas. So when it comes to this stuff, man, I could talk all day. Any question that you got when it comes to how cases are done at a federal level, even at a state level, or prosecutors, all this other.
This is Mr. Untouchable, right? Let me ask you a question, and I'm really treading into the weeds.
Let's
right
go.
Here.
Ask about
It's
the
cool.
murder.
You could be like, don't get into cynical land, because this is definitely cynical land. Some people would believe this, and again, I'm warning you. I'm warning your audience. I'm warning my audience. This is cynicism, just up front. So, if we think about the election year of 2008, Diddy was probably the most important person. He started the vote or die movement.
Yeah.
Again,
Obama.
Yeah, of course. That replicated itself in 2012. 2016, he was important, but he didn't do too much. But still, obviously, that was when we saw Donald Trump take office in 2016, and then obviously the subsequent election, we saw then Joe Biden take office. This sounds crazy for me to say, because I'm a rational person most of the time, but do you think that maybe Diddy could have maybe leveraged this ongoing federal shit by maybe being either a little bit more involved, or maybe offering up his services to hey, listen, Biden, at least Biden at the time, yo, I'm gonna go hard for the to get this black community to, you know, put their vote down for the Democratic Party.
He don't have no
And
leverage.
Maybe not. I'm not saying it's gonna indemnify him.
He
of
don't
his
have no
crimes,
leverage.
But maybe the timing would be a little bit different, right? Because that would be crazy, right? Like if the number one black person that's like, yo, we're going Biden, and subsequently Harris, if that person's fucking getting indicted, that looks crazy, right? Do you think that could potentially have changed anything, or do you believe that maybe, you know, the advisors for these people just knew down the pipeline, hey, Diddy's fucked, don't touch him, don't go near him? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's been a little bit alarming. He just hasn't been in front of any of these movements, and we're talking before the lawsuit.
No, that's a good question. I think the important thing here, so instead of, I'm going to answer your question, but I'm also going to give the audience something to kind of think about. So I want everybody to know, like, when it comes to the federal level, right? Every United States Attorney's Office, special agent in charge, etc., they want to be able to go to Congress at the end of the year and be like, yo, my agency did X, Y, Z. We arrested this many people. We took this much drugs off the street. We seized this much money from illicit activity, etc. They want to be able to go and lobby to get more money for the next fiscal year to continue to have their agency operate, right? And the only way they do that is by showing stats. Law enforcement is dictated by stats, right? And same thing with the United States Attorney's offices. How many cases did you take on? How many cases did you prosecute? How many cases did you get the guys to plead guilty, right? Very important. What's the conviction rate, right? Now, with that said, knowing that everything is driven by stats and, you know, and affluence and your ability to, you know, arrest big targets and everything else like that, I think if anything, Diddy posturing himself from a political standpoint and saying, oh yeah, I'm going to go ahead and align myself with Biden or whatever, I don't think it would have protected him that much. I think if anything, the more clout and fame you have and the higher up you are, it puts a bigger target on you for the feds to come after you. Because they want to be able to get those headlines and be like, yeah, we were the office that successfully indicted XYZ or did 1, 2, 3, whatever it may be. Now, and I know people have their conspiracy theories and everything else like that, which I totally understand and respect, right? But what I will say is, ask yourself this question: does the government benefit and get clout from putting this guy behind bars and prosecuting him? If the answer is yes, more than likely they're going to actually go for it. That's why they went after Trump. That's why they went after Hunter Biden on the other side. That's why if you look at this assassin that they got that tried to kill Trump yesterday, I think the FBI is going to try to go after him and build a federal case. Right now he's being held in state custody, but I predict that they're going to try to build a federal case in the next 72 hours. And the reason why is because the FBI has a lot of egg on their face right now from the failed prosecutions of Trump, from the failed Matthew Crooks investigation from Butler, Pennsylvania, where they still can't find a motive or whatever. So they're going to try to make an example of this guy. And if it allows them to get more clout, more notoriety, and kind of repair the public distrust for the federal government right now, they're going to try to do it because it will benefit them and allow them to be able to get more funding in the future. So you always got to ask, what's the bottom line? What's their incentive to get this done? And if the answer is they get more clout, more fame, more notoriety, and they're able to obviously use that to lobby for more funding in the future, then they are probably going to do it. Now, does that mean that there aren't corrupt agents that don't do bullshit? Of course there are. Absolutely there are. That are politically motivated? Of course. But I think that agencies are always going to do what's in their best interest to get more money and to get more notoriety. And a lot of times that means taking down the biggest people that they can or unraveling the biggest conspiracies that they can.
Okay. I'm still having my tinfoil hat on, and it's fine if you're
it's good to question it, man, because a lot of it is bullshit. I agree with you.
Now, I've heard this from so many people. Like, this is a point that I've heard so many times. They said, by the way, I think Reggie Wright even said this. They said Diddy is not a type of person that will tolerate being in a jail cell for the rest of his life. And they said if it ever came down to it, and I think you know where I'm going,
Epstein,
he might seek certain type of alternative measures to, for lack of a better term, he ain't staying in that cell alive. Yeah. You tell me when you arrest, anyone, a suspect who's probably facing significant time, maybe the majority of their life if they're convicted, because we're still wondering how the fuck did that happen to Epstein? Like, I thought, like that shit was still crazy. It's still crazy to me.
Yeah.
Is it a situation where they're definitely making sure, you know, hey, you're gonna be wherever he's at now, you're watched 24/7. We got to make sure everything's on the up and up.
I think for now, they won't have to cross that bridge because I do genuinely believe he's going to get bond. I'd be shocked if he didn't get it. I do genuinely think that they're going to give him bond, even if it's a house arrest. Just with the level of cooperation that his defense team has exhibited with working with the prosecution, I would be shocked if the AUSA kind of like double-crossed the attorney and said, nah, fuck that, we're going to push for him to be held. Because the thing is like, these attorneys, they know each other, man. A lot of the time they went to the same law schools. They've worked together maybe at an ADA's office or a private law firm, right? And then, you know, they went on to did different things. So these attorneys all know each other. They're all part of the bar. So what I predict is there's probably maybe an agreement that was made. Look, bro, he's going to cooperate. He's not going to give you guys a hard time. You know, we're going to let you guys know what's going on. The arrest will be simple and smooth. You will have no issues. We'll cooperate. But do me a solid. Let my guy get out on bond. Okay. AUSA says, look, all right, we'll play ball. We're not going to object to him being out on bond. That's fine. And that's really it, because if the government doesn't object to him being out on bond, because the defense is going to say, Your Honor, I want my client to be out on bond. He's not a danger to community. He has children. He has a business. He has employees, blah, 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 blah. So they're going to kind of list out their case as to why he needs to be out. The government is not going to object to that. That's strong for the judge, because he's going to look at it like, okay, government, you're not objecting to him being released on bond? Nope, government doesn't have any objections. Cool. They're going to probably release him. That's what I predict is going to happen.
Hey, okay, so TMZ has a bunch of photos of Diddy literally walking around as, you know, as early as 8 p.m. Eastern time. And he's walking around, he's taking pictures, he's posing with people, he's with his son.
Yeah.
Do you believe the feds were like, you know, just keeping a close eye on him if they were going to arrest him pretty much like maybe an hour afterwards? Like, you know, if he's taking a stroll in New York City, because it says just a couple hours before Diddy got busted, he was confidently strolling around New York City with his son, King Combs. He even stopped to greet some fans, take some selfies.
Yep.
What does the feds do then? They're like, yo, he's leaving the hotel. He's just walking around. What do you do? What do you do?
No, I mean, you know, he's a famous guy. They've probably observed this multiple times while doing surveillance on him, that he kind of just walks around and is living his life. I will say that I've noticed that since Diddy's kind of like had these looming charges on him, he's done a very good job of like maintaining public, how do I say this, seeming pretty positive publicly.
Being outside. Yeah.
Being outside, being pretty positive, taking pictures with fans, not being like, you know, negative or hateful or angry or, you know, full of despair. I'm sure it probably weighs on him when he goes home, but I think he's done a good job of publicly seeming like he's fine and cheerful. So I think the agents are probably used to that at this point, that he's kind of been keeping up this thing, this facade going for the past few months while he was.
Because if I was his lawyer, I would tell him to like look happy when you're outside, just so it looks good on the case. That's what I would say if I was his lawyer.
I'll tell you this though, he's probably going to have one of the deepest sleeps that he's had in months. Anytime that you know that you're going to get indicted with criminals, they knock out right away after they're arrested. It's interesting.
Damn.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times it happens, because they're stressed for months knowing that they're going to get arrested by the Fed. So when they finally do get arrested that first night, they pass out, man. It's actually interesting. Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Yeah, they pass out in the car a lot of times while you're driving into jail.
Yo, I can't see. Yo, I gotta see Diddy in cuffs. I don't believe this shit. Like, again, and it's not because, you know, like I know I asked a couple cynical questions, but like Diddy just seems like above this shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like he's just,
it's crazy.
Like we've never seen a guy this powerful in hip hop. Think about all the most powerful guys in hip hop that we've seen arrested.
Ask him about
Suge
Tupac.
This is like Suge Knight got knocked out by a barber. Like he lost pretty much death row. Like he was not the same guy. Didn't have power, influence. Didn't even have respect at that point. No disrespect to him or his son. I know his son watching me from time to time. But Suge Knight was a former shell of himself. R. Kelly, Prestige was pretty much in the dirt. Like, you know, he wasn't doing these big tours. We all know him for having a lot of talent. But we weren't seeing this guy, like, we were seeing him, like, pop up. He was getting a lot of love in Chicago. Like, he was doing, like, these shows. Like, we would see, like, these older women, like, say, we don't give a fuck. We love him. But culturally was still shamed and he was kind of almost ostracized. So by the time he did get arrested, there's no one like, oh my God, like, you know, it's kind of like everyone's like, all right, good. I'm just trying to think of powerful people, like, chat, you guys could help me name, because we're only in shock, and I imagine this happened to the movie industry with Harvey Weinstein as well, right? Because nobody thought Harvey Weinstein could ever be, you know, arrested, and then it happened. Who else?
No, I mean, it's, you know, it's always like, and this is what the feds like to do, man. They like to go after people that are untouchable, right? So I'm not surprised that Diddy was a target of this investigation. Obviously, they put a lot of money and resources in it because of who he is and how big he is and how untouchable he is. The one thing I will say, though, that's kind of surprised me is I have not seen anyone come out to Diddy's defense and say he's innocent or say that they support him or anything. I haven't seen anyone publicly do that, which is very strange.
Well, academics, question for your brother. We know the music industry is very political, right? And in the industry, I'm sure Diddy has info on people, like some dirt on them. I guarantee you, like, he has maybe like video of them doing some stuff behind the scenes, or maybe like hear some rumors about people. So he has a lot of things he could expose about people in the industry, right? You think he's gonna say that now that he's being locked up? What do you think?
You know, that is a good question. Here's the thing. If you have a video of motherfucking, like, no disrespect to him, like White Kill Cyrus sucking your cock, nobody gives a fuck. Like, whether it's true or not, right? It's just based on who we're talking about, right? Like, you're Diddy, that's White Kill Cyrus. And again, I'm not throwing him under the bus. I don't think he's get all, but still, like, okay, think about Trey Songz. Okay, we don't give a fuck. So the only person he could have something on that we would give a fuck, and I guess, you know, I was gonna ask Myron this too, is like, there's this Jay-Z element that everyone has been skating around, right? And it's very interesting, right? Because we just seen Foxy Brown commented about this.
There you
she
go.
put, like the
There
startled
you
eye
go.
emoji.
There you go,
and
baby.
She says shit about to get really crazy. Now she's more synonymous with, you know, her time or her, you know, her association with Jay, you know, as, you know, maybe you could say Lil' Kim is more associated with her, you know, time or association with Diddy. And when you hear Foxy say this, you start to kind of like think, like, what was up? Now, obviously, you know, I don't want to get into some of the weeds here, and I know I've done it before, but they do say things about Jay-Z, except I do think Jay-Z is just way more shrewd. I've heard this from a few people in the game, and, you know, it kind of goes to Myron's point about continued, you know, behavior. They said, hey, nobody's saying Jay-Z was as wild a boy as Diddy, but they said, for any fuck shit that Jay-Z ever did, he cleaned his act up over 10 years ago. So he just ain't been the same person. And when you're not doing those actions continually, you know, it kind of probably doesn't stoke the same fire under investigators to come get you, when literally they would only be investigating stuff that's, you know, the more we go in time, you get further from that behavior. It's not like, yo, Diddy was still throwing parties last year. Like, literally. Diddy was throwing parties last year. Like, he didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, people were telling him, yo, Diddy went to the Breakfast Club. They literally said, Diddy, you're 50-something. When you gonna slow down? And he said, age ain't nothing but a number. I feel young. He said he was basically giving niggas reasons why he still felt he could have all these crazy freak-offs. You know,
yo, bro,
it appears that Jay may have retired from any fuckery if he did do it.
He was performing in a club Live in Miami, right, bro? Mm-hmm. Guess what happened? After the club, there's an after party. Guess where it's at? This was like a couple months ago. Diddy's house. Nigga, you still living the same lifestyle. So it was like, I get what you're saying, 100%. So.
Oh, boy, man. Sad shit, man. Sad shit. No, now, I'm going to be honest with you. I expect Jay-Z to go and hide it. And when I mean hiding, not actual hiding. I do think, you know, with recently we're talking about the Super Bowl, Wayne, Drake, Kendrick. I think that Diddy is not Diddy. I mean, Jay-Z is going to, again, just be absent of comment and conversation. So he's not hiding literally, but he knows when the block is hot and he knows when to fucking switch it up. And I think the block is hot now because after Diddy, there ain't no other bigger wig to get than him. And it's time for him to go. Again, we ain't... Yo, by the way, ever since... And by the way, I want to give Jay-Z credit. I'm not saying Jay-Z was guilty of anything, but Jay-Z definitely knew the right time to stop doing Made in America, Rock Nation brunches, all the fuck shit that y'all used to associate him with. He stopped. Well, not saying those were fuck shit, but just like all those public things. He knew when to scale it back and lay low. Diddy just never knew when to lay low.
Yeah, I mean, he's been womanizing for a long ass time, man. And the thing also with Diddy that people don't know is like he's had serious problems with like drugs and alcohol. And obviously that clouds your judgment. You do stupid ass shit. And you know, now he's kind of dealing with the consequences of it, man. I mean, the dude's been on top and owning the ship since the 90s, 30 years plus.
Hey, by the way,
if you live in Miami, you heard stories about his parties for days, bro. Everyone knows the lifestyle here in Miami, and he's been living it, bro. It's just part of the culture.
And by the way, I interviewed Hitmaker. Shout out to my man Hitmaker. And he said something very interesting, not only about Diddy, but he said about Drake. He says Drake needs to learn from Diddy and Jay because Drake is like 38 now. And you know when Kendrick says watch the party, you got to stop the party after a while. Like if you don't stop the party and keep it till 50, you see where Diddy's at. At some point, we ain't saying get married and have kids, but just exit stage left. I'm gonna catch you niggas later, okay? I'm gonna catch all y'all niggas later. Obviously, I don't think, and I hope Drake don't have any type of issues compared to these other people we're talking about. But you know, what do you think about maybe some of the behavior and obviously for fresh nose and sees when it comes to like. If you've been around these celebrity rappers or people who have money and a lot of power, it kind of rolls into these sexual escapades and these wild parties and these other things. Is that a valid thing where it's like, yo, you gotta check out of that system or that game, or else you might get fucked?
I'll say this: I've been to quite a few parties. Drake's parties are always fun, and the girls speak positive about Drake all the time. They're like, Drake is respectful, he's nice, he makes sure everything's paid for, open bar.
Yo, I'm not really saying this for Drake because here's the thing, I'm pretty sure the bitches and I'm saying bitches respectfully if there's such a thing. The bitches at Diddy party in the 90s were speaking respectfully till it got disrespectful. You feel me? Like again. We have to realize the time we're in, right? Like I'm pretty sure the people who are suing him in the 90s, maybe in the 90s, they were like, oh, no, this is normal. Then later...
But, to your point, you open yourself up to, like, cases because, I'm not gonna lie, people's opinions can change. They might need some money. They might say, you know what, fuck this guy. I don't like him more. So you're right. This can change over time. So, yeah, you're right. Hosting these parties could open you up to, like,
not only that, you're like drunk and fucked up. Like when Diddy was beating Cassie in that video, like he was drunk at the time.
You think it was all that Ciroc?
Yeah, he was drunk as hell. Like when he attacked her at the hotel, like, and then we all saw that footage.
That's fucked up,
bro. He was drunk as hell. But you do crazy shit like that when you're drunk and high, man. Like, yo, bro, this is why I thank God that I don't drink or do drugs, bro.
Yeah.
Real talk, man. That shit will set you up for failure, man.
Yo, Act. Keep it a bean.
Yeah.
If Drake held a party and invited you, will you pull up? Don't cap, bro.
No, of course I would. Yeah, no, I would. No,
we're
going,
right?
Yeah, here's the thing. I think my commentary about the Drake thing is this. And it's gonna be a little bit nuanced. I know my audience is gonna hate me for saying this because they want me just to be like, yo, monsters are monsters. What I think is that hip hop culture glorifies and allows certain shit that is sometimes super gray area. And the more you indulge in some of those things that you might think like Like
I feel you.
And you know, I'm not trying to jump on no fucking sword for this guy Diddy, but like, I don't know if Diddy thought what he was doing was like super evil, or he thought that, oh, that's what we do. I'm just kind of a little bit extreme.
A lot of this stuff was consensual with these bitches. I have no doubt that a lot of it was.
Yo, you know what I realized, with some people that are high status? It's almost like they get bored of regular fun and excitement, and that was up the ante. So, for example, in his case, I don't know if it was in malintent or not, but for him, it's like, yo, fuck this shit. I'm done doing the regular. I want to get bitches and have fun and do drugs. Dude, it's almost like if like you have to up the ante each time, and it's like it doesn't end until it's too late.
My personal thought is this: I don't think Diddy probably cognizantly realized that what he did over the years were super evil until maybe a year or two ago, when he realized that. And he probably got people hitting him up saying, hey, yo, remember what you did back then? Like, yo, that shit was fucked up. I'm about to sue you. And that's when he started being brother love. I think that's when he realized. I think all he thought he was a crazy party animal that was doing what everybody else was doing, right? Yo, I'm having these wild parties, like, you know, and by the way, it's also him thinking, again, I could be wrong. This is me, like, projecting what I think he might be.
These niggas got endurance. I'm wrapping it up. We're going to see tomorrow. We're going to see tomorrow in the morning. BossMack is out. Y'all.
You know,